Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Sunday Night Takeaway Show, episode 34. Hope you've had a decent weekend. Wasn't exactly a great game tonight, but we'll talk about that shortly. But first of all, I'd like to introduce my co-panelists with me in that. Jez, how are you, mate? Good to see you again.
I'm all good, mate. I'm all good. Yeah, thanks for having me on, as always. It's been a few weeks that we've done this, but yeah, big up to you, man.
No, thanks, mate. Yeah, it's been a while in that, and it's good to be back as well in that respects. Fuzzy, how about yourself, mate? How's things with you?
Things are well with me. I've completed one of my 2 weeks of holiday, so get to do all of what I've done last week again this week. And yeah, just enjoying the time to recharge, sleep in. It's not really recharging, is it? It's just getting to have an excuse to be lazy prick for a couple of weeks with no responsibilities and all of that. But it is what it is. England's not getting me any more excited. It's kind of again wishing Premier League would just come back, even though it's absolutely abysmal for Man United at the moment. I'd still prefer abysmal Man United over England at this stage. But yeah, aside from that, solid Sunday, lunch out, a posh pub grub. Nice. Double stacked.
Somebody's got money.
Burger. Yeah.
Yeah.
Succulent burger and chips. Can't go wrong with that for a Sunday.
Nice, very nice. Well, hopefully Anthony be joining us. As always, he's got the slowest internet possible going, but we know he's trying to get in at the moment. But first of all, let's say hello to the good people in the chat, as always, that help us along. First of all is Henry, Ethan, Tony, Hot Fuzz, and Anthony. And there's also Jez as well. Big up to Michael Chess FC, big up to Tony, Fuzzy, Anthony, everyone in the chat. I don't think they've seen you come in yet, Jez, for some reason.
No,
Yeah, so I hope you're jamming. Evening, James. Evening, ladies and gents. And good evening to Colin as well. I hope you're keeping well. Good evening, you lovely gentlemen. Tony, Anthony, Fuzzy, and everyone in the chat. Can't wait to get back to some real football. Yeah. And of course, you can't make the evening without King Mikel making an appearance. Good evening as well with a glass of wine.
Yeah, top man.
That's an Emery comment, that is. Does he miss his own little Unai Emery?
James is asking the big question: is Saka injured? Are we looking at dark arts?
Good point. I don't know. I mean, possible hamstring. Don't know. It's all under the fog, and as you quite rightly say, James, it's all dark arts. You know, this is the new Arsenal way. But hey, who knows?
Yeah, because you've got a few players out as well, of what I've read earlier.
Apparently.
And Alisson is out for the Chelsea game. All sound like to each other. And also Anthony's cousin, Wurzel, the guy coming at night tomorrow morning and to replace the tyres with a Matty Ferguson. Yeah, that's brilliant.
Yeah, he's up in Merseyside this weekend, isn't he?
He is indeed. He's supposed to be making some kind of appearance he's open to anyway.
Yeah, that's as I said, they've probably stolen his phone, haven't they?
Yeah.
he's chasing somebody down the street. Give him my phone back. I'm meant to be on the Sunday Night Takeaway show tonight.
Well, considering I was seeing the name Stingring offer him, that's not exactly great, is it? Good evening, Matt. Hope you keep him well. And of course, it's not a good evening without saying hello to Lenny Moon. Good evening, brothers. Good evening, Lenny. Hope you're all good.
Yeah, Lenny.
And the McManus Gaming as well. Smash like, said, brother, and subscribe to Early Doors Football TV. Appreciate that, McManus. And obviously, let's make sure they also go over to Jez's channel, Arsenal History More, Hot Fuzz 44 OG, and obviously the McManus Gaming as well. Make sure we see them. Evening, Aces. Hope you're well.
Good Aces.
There he is. So they're saying good evening, Jez. I've catching up with you now. Now they've seen you in here.
Yeah.
Where is he? Well, Fuzzy just said they probably finished his phone, and he's probably chasing down the street after him. Andy Murray, Fuzzy.
The key card for the hotel hotel room door's not working. It's not working. The light's not going green.
It seems like Akers has got it correct. Though, look, Bristol Rovers tractor supporter must be still locked up in Merseyside police.
Cutting one out on the Anfield Stadium tour.
Yeah. Everyone's asking, did England play? I didn't know. Yeah.
Honestly, I was sat there for lunch and I was wondering. Yeah, my dad mentioned, "Oh, England are playing today. Do you know who it is they're playing?" It's like, I didn't know they were playing today. I know they're supposed to be playing Finland at some point, but I didn't know it was today.
Mm.
I was going to do a watch along, to be honest, and I just thought, nah, I can't be asked.
I mean, did you watch the game, Jez?
No, I don't know the result. What is the result? I don't know.
I think the final score was 3-1, but I mean, it wasn't exactly, convincing. I mean, the best play of football was for the first goal. That's probably about the only thing that was exciting about it. Declan Rice got the third one, and Trent Alexander got the second. But other than that, I mean, Finland replied. I think it was 2-1, then Declan got the third one. But yeah, all I can say it was lightning football.
Mate, the thing is, I was going to do a watch long for it, and I sat here chatting with the missus. She's been away all week in Cornwall, and then come back to all the bloody dramas we were going through. And I really can't be asked.
Yeah,
I'd have to have got a real effort to do it, and I thought I can't be bothered. It doesn't interest me, and I'm just thinking, nah, bollocks, I'm not doing it. So I didn't bother. Sorry.
You didn't miss much, mate. Put it that way. You really didn't miss much at all. Good evening, Mama Flossie. Hope you're keeping well. Evening, Tony Fuzzy and Jez. And evening to the chat.
Yeah, that's Mama.
Yeah, Mama, the legend of modding. And they're all saying love each other. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, relaxing, enjoying the chat. Yeah, it's good. They're all saying hello to each other, which is nice. Not too bad. Thanks, Tony. Hope you were. Yeah, all good, mate. All good. Thank you very much. She may be dead and buried, but of course, good evening to Margaret Thatcher. Hello and good evening.
Proper Prime Minister there.
Yes, yeah, very much so. Yeah, we won't go into politics, but we nearly lost a £1 billion contract for the London Gateway, but we won't go on about that. Smack the like button, do whatever, just press it. Absolutely. Margaret Thatcher is alive. Quick run. It's nice of Man United to take the headlines from Chelsea for a bit at least. Yeah, this is true. And hope to see the Handsome Ones team talking here soon. Yeah, it'd be nice to see him on here as well. I know Jez did a recent show with him, which was good to see.
Yes, so, good, really good.
Thoughts and prayers with Jez's family, absolutely aces. Yeah, I feel the Scots were hard done by, in my opinion. Yeah, and big up to Aguna Matata as well. Big up the panel in the chat. Oh, Matata, isn't that good?
Yes.
Well, while we're in the mood for it, and that I wouldn't say we're in the mood for it, but the England setup and Lee Carsley and his comments. Did you? From not this game, but the last game when he turned and said, "Well, I hope I can go back to the under-21s."
Oh yeah, I saw that.
What the hell is that about? I mean, you either want the gig or not. I mean, if you didn't want to be there in the first place, you would have stayed with the under-21s. But to hope that you're going to go back there, well.
That I'm sorry, but to make that statement, to me, my opinion is accepting failure.
Absolutely.
I can't quite hack it at this level, so I'll go back to the under-21s. No, sorry, if you can't hack it at this level, then no, you don't go back to the under-21s. You get out.
Exactly.
Yeah. Bye-bye. Because there's no backup clause in top flight football.
No.
And let's be honest, England international team, England international under-21s, that's top flight football.
Mm.
However you want to look at it. So if you can't make it at the top level, why should you be accepted at the end of 21s? No, sorry. If you fail at this level, you've upped your grade from under 21. You were given the option, and if you think you can't achieve and you're going to fail, get out. See you later.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, would you make of that, Fuzzy? I mean, obviously Matt's saying here, Castley doesn't want it,
Yeah.
and also by saying also neither does Eddie Howe, which is a good thing.
It's not a huge amount of managers, I think, out there that are desperate to jump for the opportunity to manage England. But as far as Lee Carsey's comments are concerned, that's laying down the foundations for a very lackluster career with no desire for ambition. When you see a challenge, you don't think, oh, if I could jump out to grab the brass ring with that and see how far it takes me. Instead, you think, but I probably would fail at that, so I won't take the opportunity. It's like the elevator doors, right, have just opened, right, and everyone piles in, and there's a little space in the corner there. You know you have to wait for a long time, but you think, nah, I won't risk getting on that elevator. I'll wait for the next one. It's kind of like that. The opportunities that you just don't know how things are going to go. You have the opportunity presented and you don't snatch it. You don't you think about what might happen rather than being concerned about taking the chance that you can make it happen. So if England's national team has got a manager with no ambition, I mean, hell, I'm pretty sure Gareth Southgate had better ambition, but he didn't have the character to make the big decisive calls and to know what to do to overcome the final hurdles of each challenge. We do need to look at the full time picture. Who's going to take that job? That is going to seriously get people not just believing that England will win trophies, but just to get them invested. Play some fairly decent football. We're not fussed about having to be the best football you've ever seen, as long as it's better than Southgate.
That's all that matters.
So get invested in the team and actually fully on board with the journey and all of that. Then maybe games like we've had today, international breaks like we've had today, people are a little bit more intrigued by it. They do want to know what the scoreline is. They do want to know what the highlights were. They do want to know who played, who got minutes, who didn't. How did they play in the team? Because that paints the picture of what's going to happen further down the line. But there's just no interest.
No, because for me, I mean, as just saying, if you want to go back to the under 21s, what are you just trying to say? What the under 21s is a cushy number because it's still top flight football. When you're doing something like that, it's just a case of, are you looking at it as that's my back door I can get out of and I'm going to be in my comfort zone? Nah, it doesn't work for me. I must admit. Good evening, Sharky. Good evening, everyone, and especially Lady Thatcher. Yeah. Sharky said, "See, Carsky has to go." Simple as that. Yeah. But Michael Chelsea's saying Jellyfish Potter has the England job. Oof. Could that be the case now?
Could be.
Yeah, brilliant comment, Jez. Totally true, but what you said earlier. And Ace is saying as Thomas Tuchel and Graham Potter are favourites for the England manager's job.
Interesting.
Considering that, Tuchel's supposed to be lined up for the Man United job.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of British media that are
doing
getting the Thomas Tuchel plate spinner. Because I think the guy wants to get back into management now. So he's probably told his representatives, could you put out a couple of stories or try and generate me some interest so I can actually take some prestigious job? Because I don't know if people are going to be all that desperate to try to take Thomas Tuchel at the top end of the spectrum. I think it was probably going to be clubs sort of mid-table further down that are going to be the ones that would be desperate for him. But I think he wants better jobs.
Mm.
Fact.
Matt's got it right though. Give it to Wurzel Herbert. Give the England job to him.
Maybe that's where Anthony is. He's currently at the FA offices signing the contract.
Could be doing that. They're saying like there. Whereas we'll have it saying, but thanks, Matt, but Thatcher can have it. Newcastle need now how needs England. Doing I had him or Rice for man of match today before the game. See Anthony not start me as it wasn't happy. Yeah, but this is Carsley for you. He made a couple of changes, but again, it wasn't. Here he goes. Here's the man himself, Anthony Herbert. Me in the chat having a good weekend. Big up Tony Fuzzy and the grumpy old bastard at the bottom. Yes, we do, mate. Colin's saying, you gentlemen, I shouldn't be this way, but watching England is just not exciting to watch anymore. Yeah, absolutely agree on that. We have the talent, just not the manager. I think we'll have to get a foreign manager. Ooh.
Good
Thing is,
shout.
though, Colin, who would you get? Who would you get on that one? Yeah, they're like the international home nations are really poor, right? Well, I think most of them are at the moment. There's nothing really exciting coming out. Mind you, Craig Bellamy seems to be playing a different style with Wales, isn't he? So everyone's kind of enjoying what he's doing at the moment. Interesting one here about what Sharky's put, because I'm going to follow up this with a question to you, Jez. Do you think the FA are going to appoint Pep as the next head coach, as England manager?
Pep.
There is talks of this.
I'm sure they'd love him. I haven't got a question about that. Will he take it? I don't know. I don't know. That's a great question. I don't know if he'd want an international job. I wonder if he'd want to go on and like another European club, somebody like Bayern.
See, for me, I mean, would you say, for him, it's still unfinished business at City?
Oh, of course. He wants to go. He wants to go again. Yeah, I don't think he's going to walk anytime soon. I honestly think he'll be here for another 2 years at least. Do you know what? This is just a stupid comment, right? But I think there's something in this. Is that I reckon he was very disappointed he didn't do the quadruple.
Yeah, I agree on that.
He's done the treble. Yeah. And I reckon he's probably thinking, maybe, this is just my theory, which could be absolute bullshit and rubbish, but he could be sitting there saying, I want that quadruple. The first manager to ever achieve it in English football. Maybe.
Could be. Because I said, fun enough, when you looked at how City were at the beginning of the season, they looked hungry. And he looked like they was going to just smash every team going. And I agree with you, Jez. I think it's a case of he wants to win it all. If he is going to go out, you go out with a bang. Simple as that. And I think that's the way of looking at it. But the interesting thing I'm going to follow on with that is, would City then appoint Arteta as their head coach?
No chance.
Yeah, I think City fans will probably be very much on the case of that one.
No chance.
Because there has been some talk about it.
There's talk about it. There's a lot of talk about all kinds of shit going on. But sorry, can you honestly think Arteta is going to fill his boots?
No, of course not. You know that.
No.
I mean, even I'm sorry to say it, even a blind man could see that. Full well.
You think the Man City right? Let's talk hypothetically just for a moment, right? Yeah. Let's say 2 years time. Pep Guardiola wins another European Cup, another league championship, and let's say a league or FA Cup, right? Just hypothetically, right? Does a treble. Do you honestly? And he says, right, that's it. I've done everything I can do here. I'm moving on now. I'm going to move on to wherever. Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Juventus, God knows where. Can you imagine the Man City fans, right, sitting there accepting their club saying, oh, our next manager now, we announced him today, is Mikel Arteta. It'd be a bloody meltdown. Be a bloody meltdown. They'd be like, what the hell? He's a cone boy. You know, get out of here. Come on. It's. I think sometimes in life, guys, we have to be realists and say, no, not happening. You know, never happening. Never happening.
I'll tell you what, go from winning trebles and trophies to trebles in games in a row that he's able to string together and wins, or competitions he throws in the bin in a row. So the only trebles.
The thing is, Fuzzy, to go to a club of the stature right now, as we sit here talking, with Man City, a manager that's won nothing, right? One FA Cup, and let's forget that one because that wasn't even his squad. He's now built his own squad, having spent God knows how many millions of pounds, right? And still won nothing. And I'll sit here right now and I'll say to you, he ain't going to win nothing this year. So why would Man City, proven winners, right? Proven, one, Premier Leagues and God knows what else. Why would they want him? Why?
It's true.
I don't get it. You know, but there's always little arse wipes out there on these platforms. Oh, he's the best young manager in the world. Is he bollocks? Is he absolute bollocks?
Yeah, I don't think he'd be. I mean, just because he was as a coach there, and those are giving him an entitlement to go to a club like City in there. And well, we know what he's done with you guys at the moment there, but still not at the final hurdle. So it's just an interesting. But if it did happen, the world would turn on its head, I think, at that point.
Yeah.
Good evening to Budgie as well. I nearly missed this. And hopefully we'll see how he is next. He's been doing well with him and Kieran on the Wednesday shows. Could the FA afford Pep? Good question as well, Matt. Henry's saying Pep wouldn't take the job. Yeah, and unfortunately, FA could ever afford Pep Guardiola's salary. Could always take a pay cut. Interesting for Michael, though. He's saying, I can't see the English FA going down the foreign route anytime soon. Do you think they've burnt their fingers on foreign coaches they've had before? Could be the case of that.
Maybe.
But yeah, Henry's saying that's a good one, though. If Pep did go, who would City get in? He's saying Tuchel. No, I can't see him take Tuchel.
I can't see that.
Maybe Budgie. Goon and Potato saying, Fuzzy, give us a wave, mate. No, you've done it anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, the likes, people. Thank you very much. So Arsenal's got a few injuries, though, Jez. I can see coming up for the football coming up. You've got obviously Odegaard still out. Was Partey injured as well? Apparently
got a knock. I don't know if this is true. Is this Arsenal playing mind games? If it is Arsenal playing mind games, big up. I respect that because it's about time when we've started to play the games that Ferguson did back in the day, and Mourinho used to do back in the day. So maybe Arsenal have learnt that thing that, oh yeah, we had to call this player back. He's got an injury, this, that, and the other. I'm unfortunately, I'm not convinced Arsenal have got the brains to do that, personally. And most of the time, when we say we got a player that's injured on international break, he's injured. You know, and so Saka has got this hamstring problem, and if Partey's got this knock, well, God, we got Bournemouth next. I mean, I'm no disrespect to Bournemouth, no disrespect, but they're not the greatest egg in the basket, are they?
No,
so
no,
it could be a shit day out for Arsenal. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to speculate or call it because I don't know. I've got no evidence. I've got no proof. I'm just going to wait until next Friday, this coming Friday, and see what comes out of it. Because
yeah.
I don't know, mate.
Well, let's get this man on to join in with us to help out on the panel. Evening, Budgie.
Budgie, how you doing?
Hello. Good evening.
How you doing?
How are you, mate?
All right, mate. Yeah. How are you, chaps? All good?
All good. All good. All good.
Excellent.
Let's see what Colin's got to say for himself. Tony, mate, I would have Pep, but I'd love him at West Ham. He'll get us winning things, but he will do the same for Jez and Fuzzy's teams and a few others. Yeah, we know he will do, that's for sure. I mean,
on that Pep Guardiola thing, I agree with most of the comments saying that I don't think he would end up going to the England job, you know?
Nah. I mean, if he did, it would be for a mega bucks deal, that's for sure.
Yeah. And I want to say good evening to everybody that's shouting me out in the chat. I can see them coming up on the screen. Thank you, everybody.
While you're here, Budge, I mean, what do you think about this kind of, you see it in the comments in some of the chats, Lopetegui and a possible replacement for this man already?
It's young material, isn't it? You know?
Yeah.
Oh, it's fucking boring. Sorry, but oh man, it's like, really? I mean, who's saying this? You know, it can't be the club, because I don't think that the club will be stupid enough to go that quickly into that mode.
I like to think they won't, but
no. Come on, look, we know the history of Sullivan, especially. When he picks a coach, manager, whatever the case may be, he does tend to try and stick with them.
yes, that's true. That is very
You
true.
know?
Yeah.
I mean, Pellegrini was a completely different kettle of fish. He came with all of the paperwork and all the backing from the media and that, because he'd won at Man City. But
yeah,
you know what they don't realise is that he won with somebody else's squad. You know, he didn't. Okay, so his tactics were okay, but clearly he'd been studying how they've been playing, so he just replicated what they were doing.
true.
You know,
Yeah, I agree on that.
For me, I think, you know, I mean, look, I was one of the ones excited about it, you know, and you know, I was telling people, you know, we've got a Premier League winner as our coach now, and blah blah blah, and this and that. It all went down the pan so quickly. And I think David Sullivan realised that his, you know, reputation wasn't as good as his abilities.
No.
Put him into a struggling team like they did, and then we struggled even more.
Well, I stopped my season ticket after watching Pellegrini, what he did with the team. I stopped that
I've
altogether.
got to bounce out for a minute. I'll come back.
No, it's just because, just before you go, just let you quickly know that the man's paid his bail money up at Merseyside, and he's managed to get himself out, and he's actually come into the stream.
Right,
Fucking Robin bastards are up in Liverpool. Hello.
See you in a minute, then, Jez.
I'll come back.
Yeah,
Toby,
all right, mate.
Anthony, did you get your fucking mug?
No, I didn't.
Right, well, I'm going tomorrow to complain because I've got the receipt here, right, and it's got your postcode on it, which I quote, your postcode is BS16 7HS, yes?
Yes.
Right, well, there you go. So I'm going to go and complain.
Yeah. Thanks, that, Jez. I'm going to get dodgy letters and all that said to me now.
Oh yeah, but we
So,
don't know your door number yet, though, Anthony.
Yeah, they ain't got your address, have they? So,
No.
mug.
No, it's all right.
Anyway, I'll
See you in a
be
minute,
back.
Jez.
I'll be out.
Oh, mate.
Right,
See you then. Cheers.
I'll
mate.
see you, Jez.
How are we doing, Anthony? Big up, Brian.
Yeah.
CFC. Good to see you.
Not too bad.
Don't everyone know. How was it up there? See you back.
No,
home?
yeah, it was good. I'm back in now. I got in like 2 hours ago, so you know it was fine. It was good. I really enjoyed it. You know, just walking all around Liverpool, seeing different parts. Went past Anfield, Goodison Park. I even actually seen the new Everton Stadium.
Was you impressed by it?
For what they've done at the minute, yeah, I actually took a picture of it. So what I'll do, what I was actually going to do was send the picture to you, so you can bring it up in the if you can bring it up on the show. But obviously, I'll bring it up on, I don't know, bring it up on Wednesday night show or something.
Okay, mate. No worries at all on
Alright.
that. I mean,
Yeah.
you said a picture because I thought, well, you know, I had selective hearing then because I know you like peeing up walls at stadiums, Bristol Rovers especially. Just wondering if you did it at Anfield, obviously at the new Everton ground.
Yeah, no, I left something in the middle of the pitch at Anfield. You know,
That's why there's police putting out search warrants for you.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that's right. I had to quickly get out of Liverpool, quickly, big time.
You see, the thing is, right, is they can never find a true person from Liverpool if you walk alone. Yeah, just walk alone because all they care about is never walking alone.
It's nice places. It's nice places out there, actually. You know, quite nice out there. So
You know,
you know,
I'd like to break into Anfield, and I'd like to break into Goodison Park and leave a stack of wheel trims on the centre circle. Wouldn't take nothing, wouldn't damage nothing. I'd just like to go in there and leave a stack of wheel trims on the centre circle. That'd be hilarious.
Disclaimer, kids, don't go nicking wheel trims. Don't care what the panel say. Don't go...
don't go nicking wheel. No, I think like that.
Or breaking into football stadiums. Not a good idea.
No, you can do that part, but don't nick wheel trims. Good evening, Ed and Guna. Good evening, Tony, Jez, Fuzzy, Budgie, all in the chat and watching. And also
Good
big up
evening,
to Niall Kane as well. Good to see you, Niall.
Yeah, no.
No, you've not got a striker yet, that's for sure. Guna. Yeah, that's for sure.
Same
Yeah,
boat
Lisa
as us
saying, yeah.
then.
Yeah. Michael saying, no, too early for that. Surely West Ham will give him time. Yeah, I do believe Lopetegui will be given time. As Budgie just said,
To
there, I
be
think
fair,
it's just
You know,
it's the
and if this was any club with this situation that we're looking at right now, I would hope the club would have a bit of faith in the man that they. Yeah, we all went disappearing then.
yeah.
Yeah, I would hope the club would, you know, honour their commitment and give him the support that he needs. You know.
Yeah,
and
definitely,
To be
definitely.
fair, you know, they supported him financially in the windows, so you know he's managed to bring in some players that he likes. You know, not all of them were his choices, I know, but you know, as a head coach, you don't get to pick and choose. You only get to pick what positions you want, really.
Of course. Yeah, I agree on that.
So
I mean,
and you know, we've all been giving the plaudits to Tim Steidten. So now we've got to wait for Lopetegui to click with the players that's been brought to him. You know,
I agree with you, Budge. I mean, they've supported him, haven't they? They've supported him. They've backed him with getting the players in.
yeah,
So you
of
can't
course.
say that he hasn't got the support in that respects.
No,
It's just
no.
a case
And,
of
you know, I mean, the thing is, you know, I think in his coaching career, he's only ever played us 3 times, I believe, and 2 of them were in the Europa League.
mm,
And I think it was only in the first game that Sevilla beat us, wasn't it? 1-0.
yeah,
And
yeah.
then we went and beat them 3-0, wasn't it? I think. Or 2-1.
Yeah, 2
3-0.
3-0,
3-0.
3-0.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
3-0.
you know, we done a bit of a job on him. And when he was at Wolves, he came to the London Stadium with them. And we beat him, I think it was 2-1 then. So, you know, he's got something to prove. He chose West Ham, you know. He was kind of flashing his knickers at West Ham long before we knew that Moyes was leaving.
Yes,
You know?
absolutely.
He's been coming to the stadium for a year before we even employed him. You know,
Yeah, I think he'll be given time in that. I think he
think
will
so.
be given time. And the goodness saying, "Oops, Jez breached GDPR announcing that postcode." Hopefully, we should be all right. Colin saying, "Yeah, Budgie, you're right." But what I'm hearing about Sullivan is he's not happy. But I'm also hearing things that Sullivan could be selling up. I don't know how the true these stories are. Yeah, there's a lot of stories flying around at the moment. And
Yeah, Colin. Good evening, by the way, mate. I've heard obviously the similar stories, and you know, all I can say is that I do believe that there's no smoke without fire, or whatever that's the phrase, isn't it? There is no smoke without fire, but there is a lot, and I mean a lot, of media, social media bullshitting, and I just don't know whether to take it seriously or not.
no.
You know, I would, like I said, I would think that the club are standing by him. You know, they wouldn't give the man 130 million quid to spend, and
No,
then
that's right. Exactly.
serve him out the door. In fact, it was closer to 150. So,
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. You know, they spent big with him. That's for sure.
yeah.
Emery's saying, could Sullivan have another project waiting in the wings if he wants to sell up?
I would imagine that at his age, I think he probably just wants to step down and chill out for the rest of his life. He's got money-making businesses all around the world, mate. You know, it's not like he needs the money from the club or anything like that.
No, exactly.
And if he did, he would probably go back into Birmingham again, in my opinion.
Oof, imagine that. Would they take him? God.
Well,
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, if he was going to leave West Ham, I don't think he would go anywhere else. But he might become a silent partner at Birmingham or somewhere like that. But you know, I don't think he would ever head the board again. You know, I think he would probably step down. What is he now? 75, 78?
Something like that. And he's near touching towards the 80s, isn't he?
Yeah, it's time for him to retire, to be fair.
Of course.
You know, and that was one of the reasons why he put his son Jack as the owner of the women's team, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So that he could get some experience owning a football club.
Because the goals want to sell up as well, don't they?
Yeah, well, you can't blame them, can you? Because it was David Gold's baby, not the rest of the family. You know, they supported him because he was the head of the family, I would imagine. You know, but I would imagine that, yeah, they would be quite keen to sell their shares.
Interesting times for us, I must admit.
Yeah.
Still a long way to go. But yeah, facts on the media, yeah. So,
But is West Ham winning a Premier League title before Man United?
Chances of that, mate, are very slim. Very slim.
Not zero.
What about relegation, Burge? What about relegation? Man United's got more chance of getting relegated than West Ham, haven't they?
I would, well, look, actually, they're
right,
above us in the league at the moment, aren't they?
Yeah, but
So
you can.
I wouldn't quite be that bold as to come up with a statement like that, to be fair. But they are as likely as us because they're playing as poorly.
Yeah.
You know, and to be fair, we don't deserve anything better than a relegation battle right now.
No, it's true. I mean, Sharky's kind of confirmed what you said there, Budge. Sullivan is going to sell pretty soon. He's in his mid-70s now. He isn't going to be at the club for much longer. I don't think so.
No. No, I mean, like David Gold, bless his heart, he actually made a promise when he invested in West Ham, and he kept that promise. He said, I will support this club and I will run this club as long as I live. He did it.
Did that?
You know?
That's the
He did
truth. Yeah, the chance that happening, no hope and Bob hope. Margaret said the likes of Southampton and Wolves look far more poor than West Ham. There's a dramatic change in form and consistency with the bottom teams in the Premier League.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, the thing is that even though, you know, you look at teams that are below us in the league, right? Okay, Ipswich being one. I think Southampton are down there somewhere. I think, what's their names? Who was the other club that came up?
Ipswich,
Southampton, and Leicester.
Leicester City.
Leicester.
Oh no, actually Leicester are probably mid-table, aren't they? Because they've had a couple of wins.
Yeah.
But you know, there are 3 or 4 teams out there that are in as bad a position as we are, like on the pitch. That is not. I'm not talking about in the league. But you know, we do tend to try and put it all together in the second half of the season, and I'm hoping that that's going to be the case.
Mm.
Last couple of seasons, we've done it all in the beginning of the season, and then tailed off after Christmas. I hope that ain't the case. You know what I mean? If we are going to have a good half a season, let's have it after Christmas, you know? And then at least we got something to fight for. But I don't see us getting anywhere near the European slots this year.
No, which I thought, for me, I thought that was part of the remit of buying all them players, getting to a Europe spot. But the way it's at the moment, it don't look promising. But like I said, it's early days yet. We can see a lot of change going on.
But a pocket full of money don't get you into the party, does it? You know,
of course not. Still got to do it, haven't you? Still got to
do
it.
You've got to use it wisely, and you've got to use it correctly. You know what I mean? Like you can't expect a brand new squad of players to click instantly.
Nah.
I would hazard a guess that even Pep Guardiola would have struggled coming into West Ham with all the new players, the new surroundings, the new management or ownership and everything else that goes with it. I think that Pep Guardiola would have struggled. We might not be playing as badly as we are, but we would have struggled still because, you know, there's a lot of bedding in going on. And I know a lot of people don't believe in it, right? But I've played football at a reasonable level. And I know that when you have an injury, it can take months to get back to full fitness. Even after just an ankle knock, it can take months. I know that when you go to a new team, you don't automatically get a start for, you know, to begin with. You don't automatically click with all the players that are on the pitch. You might find yourself with 1 or maybe 2 decent partnerships going on, but you never click with the whole team. So, you know, I mean, we've got 9 brand new players trying to click with 8 others plus the rest of the team that were already here.
Yeah.
So it's a massive mountain, you know.
Well, because there's this strange myth going around, you know, as Nick Thornton calls him, fuck rug. But you know, is he actually kind of with us or not? You know, is he still injured? There's a grey area around this.
There's rumours that he's not going to be fit until January. I mean, if that's the case, that's like 38 million quid worth of nothing.
Yeah, it's true.
You know,
It's
it's
true.
like buying
We'd be like Anthony Badge, trying to get a forward in the January window.
it's like buying a bloody cruise liner and finding out that you got 2 oars to paddle it with. You know, it's
It's true.
fucking ridiculous, isn't it?
It's true.
Honestly, I mean, but then, you know, I don't know if anybody that's watching or yourselves on the panel are aware of a channel called West Ham Clips. Now, this guy that ran West Ham Clips, very clever, very intelligent with all the IT and everything. Really, really good, funny as buggery, and you know, obviously, it was all West Ham related. But he did a little series, and I think he put it all together in one main video called "Only at West Ham." Right, it still happens today. That is still happening today. You know, only at West Ham would you go and buy a £38 million striker, the best, you know, one of the best strikers of last season in the Bundesliga, one of, and he plays what, 78 minutes or something, and then he's out until January. What the, you know, only at West Ham.
Yeah, it don't make sense. Yeah, I mean, like, you know, Sharky asked that question. You've just covered it. I mean, Anthony was saying to Jez earlier, like, you know, the injuries that you guys have got coming up to the football. And I mean, what do you make of your injuries? Any truth that they are proper injuries, or, as someone said earlier, dark arts?
Well, I believe Odegaard is a real injury. You know, we won't see him back now until December time. And anybody says, "Oh, we're going to see him back against Bournemouth," is talking absolutely out their backside, to be honest with you. But in all fairness, I will say we're not playing that bad without Odegaard. You know, within that midfield, and you know, you've got to give credit where credit is due, and I give it to that. Regarding Saka, I don't know. I mean, we were all. I think a lot of Arsenal fans were a bit pissed off because obviously, you know, he came limping off, and apparently he's a hamstring injury. Listen, it could possibly be a hamstring injury, or it's like what you said with dark hearts, and we might see him this weekend in the Bournemouth game. So with Saka, I believe that to me is just 50-50 in my own opinion. But regarding Odegaard, yeah, he is injured, and it's like today, Tone, with the internet. I know we won 3-1, and you know, obviously, what was it? Grealish, Rice.
Odegaard in the starting 11 then, Anthony?
Who's replacing him? Well,
Yeah.
we've got Rice. We got Rice there. We have got Partey, but he played Partey right back in the last game against Southampton, and he played Havertz back in the midfield with Jesus up front, up top. So you know, it's a possibility he could be playing that again.
Yeah,
but
I mean, like, to put Rice in that conversation, I don't think you needed to, because he starts, in my opinion, anyway.
Yeah, he starts. Yeah.
Without injury or suspension, Rice has got to be the number one name on the midfield at Arsenal. Has to be. Yeah. Not because he's ex-West Ham, but because he is the best thing since sliced bread, mate. He's fucking brilliant. Yeah. I hate saying it. He sticks in the throat these days, but you know, credit where credit's due. So, you know, Odegaard would play with Rice in the midfield, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
And, you know, I remember we had a conversation a few weeks back, Anne, when I said to you about, you know, how do you feel about Partey and Rice partnership in the midfield? And you said it would work as long as Partey stayed focused. I think that was what you said.
Yeah, and fit. Yeah, fit and focused.
Yeah, and fit. But I think you were more concerned about his focus on the game at the time, because if I remember rightly, you said his mind tends to drift, and you know he finds himself offside a lot and shit like that. Was that right? Was that him?
Yeah, it was him. Yeah, it was Partey. Yeah. And there was games that he was playing, and you know, and mentally he didn't seem in the game, sort of thing.
Yeah,
but that's
like I said to you back then, sticking in there with Rice, and you know, like goodness don't fall far from a tree, right?
Yeah.
You know, and like if you're stood next to undeniably the best midfielder in the world at the moment, the defensive midfielder anyway. If you're stood next to him, some of his goodness has got to come rubbing off, hasn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's advised to Partey, and like he acts like a captain, whether he wears the armband or not, right?
Yeah.
And he will tell Partey, "I need you there. I need you back here. I want you to be over there when we've got this free kick, or if we've got a corner. You know, I want you to be in front of me," and that kind of shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that would help Partey to focus on his game, because I actually believe he's a decent player. You know, and
On his day,
I can't honestly, I cannot see why there is so much dislike for Eddie Nketiah.
He's just ain't the standard of what we need, Budge. I mean, you look at it. That's it. He scored 3 goals, and that was an hat-trick against Sheffield United, and that was absolutely poor. Do you know what I mean, for a striker? And he was playing games after. I mean, he struggled when he went into the Championship, when he went on loan to Leeds United. You know, and he went there. In all fairness, Eddie Nketiah wasn't the standard of what we needed at Arsenal. We needed a better standard. I mean, Havertz came into us. It took Havertz a while to find his recent form. Let's be honest. Personally, I think Havertz is playing the best football since he's moved over to the Premier League when Frank Lampard signed him for Chelsea. You know, I think he's
My
better.
brother even said that, and he's a Chelsea fan.
Yeah, and it's true. So Mikel Arteta knows how to play Havertz and put him now, which I believe in the right position, not within that midfield at all. We can't play him there. We got our new signing.
I think Havertz is an attacking player, so that's where he should be, in that front 3 or 4 or whatever it is.
Yeah,
however you play it. No, I think he's actually done really well with Kai Havertz. And who's the other lad I really like? What was he? Is he left back? Who's your left back?
Calafiori or Timber?
Timber.
Yeah.
I like him.
Big up, Ravi.
Yeah,
he looks like he's quite a good player. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's I mean, Ben White is actually injured. He's been out for a little bit now, and on last week's game we've had Calafiori. Well, Timber's been playing left back for us, but also now we've got Calafiori. He's been playing left back, and Timber's been out on the right back. Right, apart from last week, because he picked up a knock in the game before. That was the Man City game. So Mikel Arteta sort of like wanted to rest him, sort of thing. But with Timber playing well at right back, I do you know what? I'm not too sure. I can see when Ben White's come back to fully fitness, he might not be able to get his position back from Timber, because I've noticed now where Calafiori's playing left back, that's slightly improved Martinelli's game out on the left hand side.
Yeah.
You know?
And Arteta's been after that Julian Timber for quite a while, hasn't he?
He has been, yeah. Yeah, he has been.
I remember there was stories that he was coming in during the last winter window, I think it was, and he didn't come. And I remember I think it was you and Jed sort of talking about it, saying that, you know, that it's been geared up to happen in the next window, and it did.
Yeah.
So, but
yeah,
you know,
got that vascular injury, didn't he? And he was out for the season then. But it's like having a brand new signing all over again, Budge, with him at the back, and obviously Calafiori. So you know, I think we are. I'll be honest with you. I think we got the best defence in the Premier League. I'm not going to lie, but regarding that, is our problem.
It's up there, definitely. It's definitely up there. And I know that West Ham have been leaking so many goals lately. It's untrue. But on paper, we should have a defence that are up there challenging for the best in the league as well, because when you think about it, we've got Aaron Wan-Bissaka out on the right, who's a great defensive player,
Yeah,
and we know what he did at Man United. He was decent at Man United. He was decent at Crystal Palace, and it looks
Yeah.
like he's going to be decent here. We've got a selection of centre backs, but I think our best starting pair would be Kilman and Todibo, which are both really good, strong central defensive players. And we've got Emerson out on the left-hand side, who, incidentally, is the only player alive to have won the Europa League, Conference League, the Champions League, and the European Championships for Italy. He's the
Yeah.
only one who's won all 4 major European trophies.
yeah.
He's the only one alive. So he's got to be bloody good, hasn't he? Do you know what I mean?
Well, yeah,
He'd be-
he's got to be good. But I will say
Yeah.
one thing before saying measure. I think that signing of Kilman. All right, Wan-Bissaka you've got on the right. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
improved your right hand side. But that Kilman, now that's a different signing altogether.
Mm.
Because that Kilman, do you know what? I actually feel sorry for the guy. With the games that you've played and the goals that you conceded,
Yeah.
in all fairness, with him playing like that, the way he's playing,
It's been,
you should be
it's been
conceding.
defensive errors, and he has made one or two. But
Yeah,
it's usually been when he's partnering Mavropanos,
No, promise.
yeah,
and
Yeah.
that's been kind of catastrophic at times. But
Yeah.
let me just explain something to you about Max Kilman. Right, he weren't a captain at Wolves for no reason at all. Right, it was because he's got a really good defensive mind, got good footballing brain, and he's vocal, and you know what I mean, he's quite a big lump. So when someone that size shouts at you, move up, you move up, you know.
yeah,
So I'm not talking about 100% his footballing ability. I'm talking about the impact he makes in the team.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. He's not physically; he's mentally as well. He's,
yeah,
Yeah.
mentally and physically. And he, like as
Yeah.
I said, he's a big lump and he's fit as a fiddle, mate. You know, and he ain't no slouch neither. Got a
No, it's
decent
true.
smile on him. You know, but you know, I also believe that we've got probably one of the top 5 goalkeepers in the league as well. In
Yeah.
Areola.
Mm.
Yeah.
There are some areas where we would like to tweak him up, but you know, statistically, he's over in his time at West Ham. He's been a very successful keeper for us. You know,
he has
True.
been, yeah.
Let me just catch up with the chat because there's some
yeah,
questions being
let's do
fired
that.
to us. One here from Exponential Anger. Good evening to yourself. Good to see you here. Question for the Arsenal fan. Anthony, one for you here.
Yeah.
Would you pay over 100 million for Rice again, honestly?
Oh, good question. I think I'd most probably think I will, yeah, because it's like what Budgie said. I mean, he's one of the, well, if not the best, one of the best defensive midfielders there is in the Premier League. You've got to be between him and Rodri for Man City for me. They're the two. And when you finishes the game and you've got this heat map where the player is actually covered all areas of the pitch, Declan Rice covers 90% of the area of the whole pitch.
Yeah.
And that is the sort of player you need, like a commanding player, a tough player that's in the DM.
he's a true box-to-box player. That's what
Yeah.
he is.
Yeah.
Mm,
So,
that's true.
yeah, so I would pay 100 million for Declan Rice over a game, definitely. My missus' brother, on the other hand, he's a West Ham fan, and he likes Declan Rice, but he still thinks on this day that West Ham had the better deal because he don't think he was worth 100 million. In other words, he wouldn't have paid no more than 70 for him. If it, like, you know, but
That's fair
listen,
enough.
that's his opinion, but
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, of
everybody's
course.
got their own opinions, like, you know.
I will.
But
I'm
in
going
this
to
case, he's there.
Sorry,
A
mate?
couple of the guys, you know, that I put that very question. Well, not that exact question, but I said, do you think that you overpaid for Rice at 105? And I think Lee Gunner was on with Jez and yourself, maybe. Might not have been you. I know definitely Lee Gunner was on there. Was it Lee Gunner? Yeah, I'm sure it was Lee Gunner. Anyway, out of the 3 or 4 that were on there, every one of them said, yeah, Rice was value for money at 105. Could have probably paid more for him.
David Moyes said that. Moisey said that. Moisey said, in all fairness, West Ham wanted almost about 150 million for him.
Yeah.
And they were.
Well,
and
you remember 12 months previously, during the previous summer window, there was some speculation that Arsenal were interested, and there was some speculation that City were interested, and I believe it was Chelsea.
Yeah.
Were linked with him as well. And nobody came through with a firm, sensible offer for him. Now, by sensible, I mean north of 80 million, because already at that point, we weren't going to accept less than 80 million for him.
Yeah.
That's kind of been said by lots of people, but it's also what I believe. But at the end of that window, David Moyes actually came out in a press conference and said, the days of getting Declan Rice for less than 100 million are over.
Yeah.
He said that right at the end of that window, didn't he, Tony?
Yep. Made it quite clear.
He said the days of getting Declan Rice for under 100 million are over.
Yeah.
And that was all he said on the matter. And he meant it, and he got 105. So, you know, like a man of his word, if you like, in that respect, you know.
I'm just going to ask this one. Then there's a couple of comments I've pinned on what Colin asked. But Ravi's saying here, question for all: why do some non-Arsenal fans and content creators obsess about Arsenal's injuries, but on their channel won't even speak on injuries from, say, a Forest or a West Ham? Well, I'll answer that quite pretty simple, Ravi. At the end of the day, we know full well 2 seasons now it has cost Arsenal the title because certain players are injured. So when you look at it, in certain respects, not exactly gloating, but it's a way of kind of just reminding Arsenal fans that, you know, you nearly made it, but because of this, you didn't. I mean, you guys agree on that, or do you have a different kind of opinion?
My opinion is I don't give a toss about Arsenal's injuries. That's my honest opinion.
I think there's 2 factors to it. One, there's the aspect that Tony's just spoken about people wanting to see Arsenal see a downfall of sorts, because I think whoever is at the top or top end of the ladder, people want to see it fail. So I think that's point number 1. And point number 2, as it's reference to content creators, talking about Arsenal, everyone's going to start racking into your viewership. Everyone's going to start clicking on you, start tuning in. Well, what's he got to say about Arsenal? Whereas if you talk about injuries to a lesser club, nobody cares about that. It's not viral. It's not the bee's knees.
Not the in thing.
But it's like if I started making Arsenal content, my subscriber count will probably hit 300 next week, 400 next week. Probably tomorrow, if I went live and just spoke solely about Arsenal and sucked them off. That's just how it works. That's just how it is with YouTube. You talk about Arsenal, you get viewership. But I'm not an Arsenal content creator. I'm a Man United content creator. So guess I'll have to suck it up and not have all of the viewership boosts. It's comparable to buying services with bot viewership. You're getting loads of bots to fill your chat.
Very true. Very true.
It's true. But there's so many Arsenal content creators out there on YouTube. I mean, you know, with West Ham, the only ones I know is obviously I do want to say I'm glad you're on the show, Budgie, because is brilliant to have a West Ham fan on here that actually talks some bloody sense. Right, I gotta get that out there. Yeah, someone actually put that in the chat with him when Budgie was on with Kieran on was it Sunday night?
No, it's on Wednesday night. Fun enough, it had your name against it. Or was that the one that finishes bottom of the FPL league? It must be the other Anthony Herbert, Mr. Brown.
Oh, it must have been the other one. That's it. So,
yeah,
yeah,
that's
see,
the
look,
one.
he
That's
believes
the
me.
one.
He believes, yeah.
But there are about 14 West Ham channels, though.
Yeah, I see. I only know you, Tony, and what's the bulletin lounge? The tall guy, you know,
Jeff.
Jeff. See,
Yeah,
now
Jeff.
I only know. I know Kieran comes on with you and that, but you're the only ones that I know with West Ham.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. No, there's about 14. You know, currently there's about 14 channels out there dedicated to West Ham.
Let me just go back to what Colin was saying on this, because Colin's saying, I'd love to, gentlemen, to see Loppy being a success, which we were talking about earlier, but not sure that it's going to happen. Gentlemen, I'm hearing stories from my sources that Kaczynski, who is now worth 13 billion, might buy. The problem is with him, and Budgie, I don't know if you've heard this as well, he's more interested, I think, at the moment in buying the post office.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's already kind of really heavily in motion anyway. He already owns, I think, 18% of it anyway, which is where a lot of his money came from for his investment in West Ham. It's been openly admitted because when someone invests in a club, they want to have a look at their finances, don't they? You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Unless it's like a Qatari state or something, you know. But you know, the thing is that Kaczynski isn't interested in being sole owner of any club, least of all West Ham. If he was going to do it, he would have done it with Slavia Prague. He didn't.
I agree on that.
When Slavia Prague shares went up about 8 years ago, 7 years ago, he could have been at like a 65% shareholder, and he chose not to move on it. And so I don't think that Kaczynski would. He might bankroll somebody else to front it, but I don't think Kaczynski actually wants to be West Ham's owner.
No. I agree on that as well, I must admit. I don't think it's as you said, if he wanted to do it, he could have done it ages ago. I mean, he's 27%. He's the second highest shareholder.
He's got more chance of being bought out by Orange County Choppers, mate, I tell you.
Breaking news tomorrow. Orange Choppers by West Ham. Ravi's also going. Yeah, true. Ravi's putting here a question. Why do a lot of channels claim to be talking about all football teams in the Prem, but only talk about the same old Arsenal, United, Spurs, City, Chelsea, Liverpool? Fuzzy, I'll let you ask that one
West
first.
Ham on here.
Yeah, this is the difference. We're a little bit different.
Man U. And to be fair, if you wanted to, you can chat as much as you want about Newcastle United in the chat, because I know Mama Flossie will indulge you. I know she will. And on the subject of Mama Flossie, I want to say a massive big up to her, because she is a tireless moderator. Tireless. Give up, Mama. Bless you.
Ravi saying earlier, your channel is actually refreshing because you and the crew talk about all teams. We tried to cover all of it. I mean, that's the reason why, if you look at it, part of my title is there is pure football. It's all about football. Yes, I'm a West Ham supporter and always will be. But you talk about the other clubs as well, because it affects all of us in certain respects. Football is football. We've got the love of it. And
I mean, I'm a West Ham fan through and through. From the age of 4 years old, I've always been a West Ham fan. But I live 350 yards away from Crawley Town, who are now in Division 1. So I've been following them. They had a humdinger yesterday.
Did they?
In Shrewsbury. Yeah, 5-3 in the end.
Oh, did you go to the game?
No, I was in the pub.
Oh,
with all the Shrewsbury fans. It was great. They were funny as buggery. And then at the end of the game, a big group of people came in, and I said to my mate Mark, "They're not talking English." He went, "No, they ain't." Oh, me being me, I said, "Here, hey, do you understand English?" He was like, "Yes, of course." I said, "Where are you guys from?" Because that language is familiar, but I don't know it. I don't know any of the words you're saying.
It's
They are
Merseyside.
from Sweden.
Sweden.
Yeah, they're from Sweden. So what happened was a bunch of 8 guys that worked together in Sweden once a year come to London to watch a football match. And they turned up at the week we've got international, so there's no Premier League game. So they went, right, okay, let's basically spin a coin and, you know, we'll choose the game sort of thing. And I think they narrowed it down to 2 games. I think one was Leyton Orient and I think the other one was Crawley Town. No, not Leyton Orient. No, it wasn't. It was something, I can't remember now. Bloody hell, Northampton or somewhere up that way, actually.
Oh, like Leighton Buzzard or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. I can't remember who it was. It was that or Crawley Town. So I went, fuck it, Crawley Town. So all 8 of them came to Crawley Town. They all bought scarves and hats and, you know, programs and really got in the spirit of it. Came into the pub, got absolutely dog-legged, right? And was singing Crawley Town songs all evening. It was amazing. And then I asked them to sing one in Swedish. And when they did that, well, me and my mate Mark turned around and went, "No, you can go now." Not having that. But yeah, so it was good fun, you know. It was good, but I mean, like we talk about other clubs because A, there might be something really exciting happening, or B, as you said, Tony, it could be like this ladder effect where it affects everybody.
Mm.
You know?
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Well, you think, you know, the way it's going at the moment for these guys, in a couple of years' time, you might even see the mighty Wrexham in the Premier because they're going hammer and tongs at the moment. I mean, they want to increase the turf to, what's it now? I think it's 52,000 seater stadium.
Yeah. Yeah. But they'll fill that, Tim. They'll fill that
more
up.
than Upton Park was.
Big up, guys. Big up, Colin. Big up. We keep him well side off. Hope everything's all right with you as well. Yeah. No, I mean, like, you know, because they're still looking to do. Oh, what's her name? The stand. I call it now. It's still raised to the ground at the moment. But they're looking to get permission to build. I think it's a 7,500 seater stand at the other end, which is still waiting to be done. Right. But something to do with planning permission. They're changing the design again. But yeah, their ambition to make it a 52,000 seater stadium.
Brilliant.
Was that Evans?
No, Wrexham.
Tony actually sent a letter to Ryan Reynolds and asked him to buy West Ham, but they're thinking about it. So
no, because what do they want to buy? I think it's cricket. They want to buy a cricket club.
Cricket club, yeah.
Who do?
Buy a cricket club.
Old Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're
hell.
I think they really want to get heavily in the sport industry. It won't surprise me if they did do that. The next team them is probably buy out would be a bloody rugby team of some sort. You know what I mean? So,
well, the thing is, like, clearly both the guys like the country, clearly, because they want to start investing in all different kinds of stuff.
Yeah,
and I think it would be great for the British sporting industry, if you want to call it that, where, you know, like other people from other countries are coming in to invest in stuff like cricket, you know, maybe ice hockey or whatever the case may be. You know, it only takes a passionate American or a Canadian to invest in like one ice hockey team in this country, and then they start going to the world tournaments and shit. It'll go mad all over the country, you know.
Absolutely. Yeah, look, Fuzzy's put up. That's the race course ground.
It's the stand right at the very end that I think they want to implement.
That's the one. Yeah.
I think some outlets have labelled it already as the Wrexham.
It's a shame to see them conifers go, though, wouldn't it? Really, to be fair.
But yeah, you're right, Fuzzy. You know. Looking at that, I mean,
do you reckon you can see the games on these flats? You know, you
Well,
had
you
the
could-
high-rise flats at the side because years ago, I'll tell you something now. The flats by Upton Park at West Ham, people
Yeah.
used to watch the games up in those flats.
Yeah.
Priory Road,
Yeah.
Priory Road.
And that's one of the
Yeah, Priory
reasons why
Road.
they started bringing the canopies down at an angle to stop
Yeah,
people from being able to see much of the pitch.
yeah.
I mean,
Because
you
they
ask
used to-
Kieran, he used to
have-
climb up on the garages next
Oh,
to, I think it was the West Wall or whatever it was.
Mm.
He used to stand on the garages and literally look through the gap between the West Stand and the North Stand or whatever it was, you know, and literally look through it,
Mm.
look through the gap and watch the whole game.
Yeah, because I think them flats to Anthony, I think they actually used to get the police up there a couple of times just to stop people going up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think they used to charge people, didn't they? You know, like certain people want to go up
Yeah,
there. Watch
Mate,
them. They
you
were
used
big.
to be able to go and ring people's doorbells. They'd have a little, like, a West Ham sticker on their door knocker or whatever.
Yeah,
And you go and knock on the door and go, how much to watch the game, mate? They go, I'll give you a quid. I've done
Yeah.
it once. You know what I mean? I
Nice.
was on the 18th floor. Couldn't see fuck all, but it was worth it. You know what I mean?
Colin's asking us a question here, Budgie.
Yeah, go on.
Would you both have Rice back at the club? I would. Our midfield would be better overnight.
I actually would. And if I could turn back time, I wouldn't have sold him to Arsenal. You know what I mean? I would have hoped we wouldn't have sold him to Arsenal and kept him for, I mean, maybe even just for this one season or for the two seasons, because he was at Arsenal last season, wasn't he? So, you know, like maybe just for the 1 or 2 seasons, I would love to have kept him. But yeah, I'd have him back.
Yeah, I would as well, without a doubt.
I don't think there's a true football fan, don't matter who they support, that wouldn't want Declan Rice in their team.
No, very true. Very true. Carl Ross is saying, we're the money, baby. Arsenal have been giving streamers content and wages for 5+ years. It's true.
yeah.
The gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah.
Ross, yeah, saying like each other. And also, evening to Lone Star Londoner, Arsenal unbeaten, fear no one. Yeah, they're doing very well. Leave those sheep alone, he's saying.
Yeah, big up things, sir.
Ross has got a question for the panel. When the hell is Wurzel going to be part of this panel?
Oh, good question.
Well, that's a good question. I didn't know who Wurzel is, but you know, we'll find out who he is. We'll try and bring him on. You know, I give Tony and Fuddy some homework. Trying to find
Is
him.
Wurzel not one of your brothers then, Anthony?
No, he's nothing. It's
He calls himself Wurzel,
is a guy that actually is because I'm from Bristol. Look, and obviously with my accent and the scarecrows and that in the bloody fields, someone's made up a thing and put it as Wurzel. We've had loads. I've had the straw chewing gooner. You know, I've had lots. So
Bring up,
I've seen a few of them.
bring up
Yeah.
the Anthony advert.
I've
Bring it up.
I've got to find it. Have I still got it on there? Oh, yeah. Yeah, because Budgie, I don't know if you've seen this. Anthony, you know, he's been plagued for bringing up his own
it's
channel.
good. I like the video.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good. Bring it up.
So he's actually kind of brought his own promo video out. So I'm just going to quickly play it for you so you can see it.
Oh yeah.
I like the corn hanging out your mouth, like sort of thing. Yeah, that was good. That was.
Oh, yeah. Fucking brilliant.
What do you think?
That
Bud? Do you
random.
reckon I can-
Oh
do you reckon-
yeah.
Do you reckon I can get 100k subscribers in a week?
Do you know that I have got one complaint though?
Well,
That was not a John Deere sound. That was a
oh,
Matty
God,
Ferguson.
yeah, that's true.
And
Yeah.
you had a John Deere on the screen. Sorry. Didn't work for me.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
what you got to think though, Budgie, remember Dad in Bristol, they were a bit behind the times.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
They've
Oh, is that what they call a hybrid down there?
That's the yeah, hybrid. Yeah, they haven't got to that stage yet, but you know.
Yeah.
I mean, Henry's asking the question here, saying about how many channels you know, and that funny for how many Manchester United channels, Hot Fuzz, do you know?
Fair few.
I could name 3, I think.
Yeah.
United Stand,
Yeah, United stands. There's United
Hot
People's
Fuzz,
TV. There's
Hot
the
Fuzz,
full-time.
obviously.
Yeah, that's my own. The best one out of all of them.
Yeah, and I
Saeed,
think the other one is
Ransom Bants.
No.
There's
something to do with Stretford End, or
Stretford Paddock.
that's the one.
Hmm.
That's the only other one I've actually had a look at. And they don't half like to rant on now.
And the Man United agenda.
United
Made
agenda.
out of Jed, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's another one. Well done. Yeah, I've seen that one and all. Yeah.
United philosophy.
I was formerly a guest on that one, Budge. Every Friday night we used to do the Friday night takeaway on that one, and Tim was on it. Hence, I don't know what's going on there now, because we gone from Friday night takeaway from the Man United agenda over to early doors on the Sunday night takeaway. So there's no copyright, Budge. All right, I just want to put that out there. There's no copyright in it at all whatsoever.
Oh, that's good, because when I bring out me Monday afternoon takeaway, nobody's going to object.
Yeah. So I'm just bringing out a Tuesday night takeaway. Yeah. So
trying to cover all the days going on there.
All the days.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the way.
I was going to say
all the gays with the maze.
Oh,
all the
bloody
days.
hell, Todd, you've gone there.
The gay night takeaway.
Oh God, this gets worse. No.
Lawrence, good evening from yourself. Sorry for the delay. I was watching the NFL American football team. Hope they all did well. Yeah. It's a good. It says, love it and hate it. Banter is banter. When it's for a long time, it's not. But yes, absolutely. Richard's asking, Tone, do you live by West Ham? I used to, mate. When I lived at my mum and dad's, I literally was not even 10 minutes away from Upton Park.
And I've never lived in London.
No, which was always surprised when you said that. I must admit, Budge.
But my mum and dad were EastEnders, so they moved down to Crawley in the 1950s when they were building all the new towns, which Crawley is one of.
Yeah.
And I always objected to it being twinned with a place called Dorsten in Germany. Always hated that. Don't know why. I think it had a lot to do with the fact that, I lost family in the Second World War. Not that I was around then, but, I don't know. Maybe. But I think that was one of the reasons why they did all that twinning towns with.
They did, yeah.
German towns and Dutch towns and that.
Exponential Angus saying, I think Wrexham was stumbled just below the Prem for a couple of years. Yeah, I think with the money they got coming in.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, money is power to a degree, but superstars say, you try saying that. Superstar status has got a little bit more power than money.
Yes.
And let's be fair, who don't love a bit of Deadpool?
True.
Who's not going to enjoy seeing Ryan Reynolds sitting in a box at the London Stadium or the Emirates or Old Trafford or New Trafford, as it's probably going to be when they rebuild?
Going back to Acer's comment there, Wrexham, right? This ain't my team. You keep saying that, but Wrexham will be playing Bristol Rovers in League One, so it's more likely Ryan Reynolds could be at the, Moore Stadium. But I don't think it'd be a waste of time if he was there. He's number one, is an absolute shithole. Number two, you got the old asbestos.
I don't think he would go into another football team. I think he's invested heavily into Wrexham, both financially and physically, he's invested a lot of time in that club. I don't think
Yeah.
he's going to want to do that with another club that could actually be in competition with them in the
Yeah.
same league.
Fair
You
comment,
know?
isn't it?
I really don't think. I mean, look, you look at Man City's owners, okay? Richest football owners in the world, without any question, right? If they wanted to, they could go and buy up Liverpool or Chelsea or Arsenal or any club they wanted to, really, with the right money. I'm not being funny or nothing, but what's West Ham valued at? Something like 980 million or something, isn't it?
Yeah, something like that.
That's
There.
a club.
Yeah.
Like, let's just say, for argument's sake, the Glazers went up to Sullivan and said, right, we give you 250 million, 2.5 billion for them, or 1.5 billion even. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not going to turn that down.
Mm.
Not in a million years.
No.
Yeah.
But I don't think the Glazers would do that, or any other, club owner. I don't think they would want to own more than one club. It's like when we played against, was it Slavia Prague? West Ham played.
Mm-hmm.
Kretinsky didn't even come to the game
Yes,
because he had investment in both clubs,
of course.
and so he couldn't support either club. So he didn't go. And that's two clubs with 3,500 miles between them. Not even in the same league,
No,
but in
exactly.
one competition they met. So, maybe they might do something like that, invest in maybe, say, someone in the Irish league or someone in the Scottish league. But I don't see them investing in anyone else in the English league system.
Oh.
Only purely and simply because how do you deal with that? When you're in the home director's box and the away director's box, it can't work.
There's that vested interest, as they say, isn't it? It's that.
Yeah.
Also, Anthony, I don't know if you realise this yourself. Your brother saying your mum used to watch West Ham in the flats at Priority Road Court in the 70s.
Yes, she did. Yeah, that was the reason why I come out and said that comment with the high-rise flats. And I think it was
Let me tell you something. Your mum's a legend, Anthony.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. She's a legend, mate.
Yeah, and she knew she knew Julian Dix as well, because Julian Dix is a Bristol lad.
Yes.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
So
Fair play.
Yeah. Evening, Christian. Hope you're keeping well, mate. Evening, Chaos. Absolutely. As always. Hope everything's good. Would Wills be afraid of the stick? Nah, not at all. Richo, good to see you as well. Evening to yourself as well, mate. Michael Chelsea saying, if Wrexham end up in the Premier League, would the racecourse ground qualify for Premier League standards, or would they have to play at an alternative ground? I think they've got a chance to. Don't forget that back in the day they were a top club until financial ruin.
I think that they are trying to get it ready for championship status, which is only one step away from Premiership status. I think the car parking has to be a lot bigger, etc., etc., etc. But I think the ground itself, if it's a championship status, I think you'll find it qualifies for Premier League, because that's the next step up.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I'm just catching up with the chat. Everyone's loving it and his new promo video. Anthony's his own channel and a sheep mascot as well.
That's a thing to say.
Corn in his mouth, yeah. Loving it. Yeah, Richo. Yeah, because Richo, Anthony was near the new stadium. You've been past there. Because Richo's obviously an Everton fella.
Oh, I see we've got two VIPs in the chat now. Well, two more VIPs in the chat.
Good evening, Yeti. What the fuck was that? That's Anthony's new promo channel
Yeah.
coming out.
You know, he's seen it before. He's seen it before.
Yeah.
Yeah. He liked it. He enjoyed it.
As Carl said, has the lights been hit enough? Yep, absolutely. That's also on Hot Fuzz's channel as well.
And don't forget also, if you haven't already subscribed, it don't cost you a bloody penny.
Absolutely.
Get over there and tap the subscribe button.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's asking the question, what size socks does everyone wear?
Men's.
Size every.
Men's.
Men's socks. Yeah.
9 to 12.
The size that fits.
The ones that just come up, just above the knees and just below the waistline, yeah, them ones, they're pretty good.
Yeah, I've had to start getting sizes 9 to 12 because my old school socks, I've grown out of them now.
The old trousers up and past the ankles, the other one. The
Fucking
question
hell,
is,
they're Bermuda shorts. And is it ankle biters they used to call them?
the ankle
Yeah.
biters, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember there was a kid in my year. His mum used to buy him when we first started in secondary school. These trousers were way too long for him, and that by the time he finished in, up to 6th grade, they were above his ankles. But the same pair of trousers he wore away through for all the years.
I know.
I think Wurzels just left the building and re-entered it as unhappy Amoret.
Yeah, so TV, Sofa Football Talk, Real United Therapy, or some more. Yeah, absolutely, rather they are indeed. Evening trip, hope you keeping well, hello lads. They're saying hello to each other. He's saying big up to everyone in the chat. I'm getting there. Up. So they're saying trip. Henry's going. I've got an early start of the morning. Good night, all streamed. Thanks again, Henry. Thanks for coming in.
Cheers, Henry. Nice to see you, bud.
Right, Henry. What's this? Early doors. Do you like the London Stadium when you have been? I mean, for what if they should have done with it, it's not been accomplished. We was all sold down the river. I think we talked about this on the other day. It's the fact of the seating still sitting there under the ground, waiting to come up to bring it as close to the stadium as they reckon it was going to be at Upton Park. But it's never achieved that. I mean, when they first moved there, we was fighting against each other. I see people fighting beyond the goal mouth. I see them fighting up in the gods. Just ridiculous. But now, I think people come to terms it is home. And now, obviously, the terms and conditions, as I say, have changed up to the London Stadium. There's a possibility we can do some development work there. But
I think also, Tony, that 3 years in Europe has really helped the atmosphere in that stadium.
Most definitely. Yeah, I totally agree on that.
I'm like, Arsenal fans, Man United fans will be used to that kind of intense support buzz, if you like. Well, they should be. Not so much these days, I know, but like Arsenal are now back in Europe again. And United, are United in Europa?
They are in Europa League this season, yeah.
Yeah. So you're getting another taste of Europe again. And it's kind of like nothing new to that stadium or to the Emirates. It's nothing new. Whereas the London Stadium is all brand new to us, all brand new to the supporters, everything. So it kind of helps gel that place as being home. It kind of more or less forces us all just to accept it. Because to be fair, there ain't nothing like a European night in that stadium, is there?
No, that's for sure. I mean, that in itself is just a pleasure to be there and involved in all that, with the music going off, the fireworks, and everything else. Yeah, brilliant night. Brilliant night.
VIP number one.
Yeah, Wolfgang. Good old Simon. Good to see him in here. Big up Wolfgang Division. Big up lads, and big up to the chat.
Good evening, Simon.
They're saying exactly the same thing with your channel as well. There. Fuzzy, smash a like. Absolutely.
Good stuff.
Let's just catch up with there. What's he saying there? Lone Star saying Man City have a stake in clubs around the world. Yeah, it's true. They do.
So did Chelsea, and they have done for a long, long time. So have Man United, actually. In fact, Man United started that trend,
Wow.
as far as I'm aware.
Oh,
Long
it's
time ago.
interesting.
I mean, you got to remember, Man United were one of the first clubs to start bringing African players over. One of both Bolton and I believe one of the Scottish teams, Celtic,
Mm.
were the first 3 teams to bring in African players from Africa, like that were playing in Africa.
Well, didn't realise that. I mean, I didn't realise this one as well. Michael Chelsea's alluded. Ryan Reynolds and co. are also involved with the Alpine Formula One team, as well as, of course, long ago they used to be called Benetton. So
Yeah, that's actually very true. But their investment in the Alpine team is minimal.
Man City group of only 5 teams. You're a strip there saying hello to each other. And there he is. This is the other VIP. Wolfgang Subtraction. My avatar is my sex. Gentlemen.
So,
Wolfwang.
Yeah. Colin saying, gentlemen, when we beat the Spuds and Manx, we'll cause Ten Hag and Ants to get the sack. But we were to lose. I used to live 10 minutes from the bowling ground. I see, not far from where I must have been as well, then, Colin. Take care, Aguna Matata. Oh, if still on later, we'll talk again. Absolutely. Thanks for coming in, Matt, as always. How did Ant get so lost with such a smart mum? Look, he's not amused by that, or is he froze? No, he's not froze. He's just... Lawrence is saying, how did Ant get so lost with such a smart mum?
what can I say? What can I say?
She told him
him
to be a Man United fan.
I will be honest. He has got a
The
soft
mum
spot for us.
clearly weren't a glory, aren't they?
No.
Lone Star saying, yeah, but Julian Dix would never be daft enough to confess being from Bristol, Herbie.
Oh well, he is. He's a probably, you know.
He's actually
I
a
think
proud
who's the other one? Who's the other one from Bristol as well? Do you remember Peacock? He played centre back.
Gavin
for
Peacock. Gavin Peacock? Chelsea?
No. He had the long hair. He played in centre back for Blackburn Rovers. I forgot his very first name, but that's another Bristol lad as well. So we've had a few stars from
Ricardo Calafiori Herbert.
The IP number 2.
There's the original one. There's not, not the unhappy one. We have the happy Amaret. Always a pleasure to see you. They all say no to each other. Good night in there. Alipi. I'm getting there. That's a great promo. Happy Amaret's in Budgie. What is that in your hand?
It's a roll up.
There's the alter ego.
Unhappy.
Unhappy Amaret.
Floppy love.
It's going to be best in the Premier new stadium. Yeah, it looks quite impressive. I mean, from what you saw of it, and did it look good?
Yeah, it looks all right. Yeah, I mean, obviously, it still needs to be finished off in that. I mean, the stadium is up and is built around, but I mean, obviously, it's got no logos on it yet, like Everton Football Club or whatever. You know, I don't know what it's going to look like then, but what I've seen of it, yeah, it was quite impressive.
Yeah, smash the likes. Don't be a freeloading twat. Ravi's asking you, Fuzz, any news on when your injuries are back?
Ooh, there is something that's come out about injuries and expected times of return. I think Lenioro's back November time. I think Mazraoui also November. Malacia back October, some point randomly in October, and I think everybody else could be penned in for a return for Brentford. So I think Luke Shaw will be back, so that puts Stillo back to the right hand side. can't think who else. I think Harry Maguire had an injury as well. I think he'd probably be available. And I'm not sure about everybody else. I think everybody else, also is pending for potential return for Brentford. Then.
What about your top scorer, McTominay? Is he fit?
He's fit. He's fitting calzones in his mouth in Naples.
Lone Star saying it's 100 degrees here in Austin. Baking. Formula One next week.
The Americas over there. I think it's what is it? There's the Austin, Texas race. There's the is it no, it's not Miami. It's Las Vegas one. Actually, no, it's not. It's not Las Vegas. I think that might come later on in the calendar. I think it's Mexico, and then it's Interlagos in Brazil.
Wow.
Which is my favourite track.
Happy Emirates said it will never be Upton Park. It's all BS in my opinion. Making the best of a shit situation because it's all we've got. Didn't watch it, but how did England perform tonight? They was okay. I wouldn't say it was they ripped up trees. Finland had breaks and had opportunities to get. Well, they won 3. England won 3-1. I think the best part of play was the first goal with Grealish scoring.
Great assist by Gomez.
Yeah, great. It was a good assist. You know, he ran on, timed it perfectly, and slotted it past the keeper. Trent got the second one, and then Declan Rice got the third. But Finland had their opportunities to kind of equalise and get ahead in the game, but just wasn't good enough in that respect. Evening, Damien, D'Amico, hope you well. Happy Amaranth is the best centre forward at this club. Yeah, most I said it was dull. It was. You're relentless, Damien. Colin said, I went to my first game at 5 years. My dad and 2 uncles could have played professional for West Ham, Arsenal, Liverpool, Man United, amongst others. They were that good, played with lace-heavy balls. God, yeah, lace-heavy balls.
Yeah.
Richard's saying, though, Richard Herbert, I've seen the London Stadium erupted last season when Tommy Conway equalised for Bristol City in the away. We were blowing more than bubbles. Sorry, Tony and the other West Ham lad. Remember, Ant? He can definitely remember that.
Yeah, definitely remember that. I think we won the replay, didn't we? You know, knocked West Ham at the FA Cup. But, you know.
Yeah, special like button like you all would smash you.
Respectfully.
Respectfully, yeah. Daft managers getting embarrassed. Basil Brush would do a better job. Basil Brush, that show your age there, yeah. And that guy, he doesn't have another way of playing. What do you guys think? Yeah, Spurs is Spursy. Simple as that. Spursy.
Very.
Did Cole Palmer play for England today? If so, how did he do?
Defrosted, I think.
Yeah, I don't think he came on. Don't
Yeah,
recall him being on. Did he? He come on eventually, did he?
No, he started. I'm pretty sure.
Well, if he did, I didn't see much of him.
Yeah, that's just it. He defrosted.
Yeah,
played behind Harry Kane, Grealish on the right, and Bellingham on the left for some reason.
I don't even remember them.
Rice for midfield.
Oh, I must admit, I don't even remember them actually calling his name out.
No, he was subbed off in the
69th minute. I just wanted to ask you a question, Tony. When we played Ipswich last weekend, do you not think that was the best game that Calvin Phillips played for us?
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? It was the best game, yeah.
He was good.
Best game he played at the London Stadium for us, yeah, absolutely.
I think it's called it.
I think the first goal was down to him, and the third goal, Darren Peacock.
Darren Peacock, yeah.
Darren Peacock, that's it. Yeah, Newcastle.
QPR, Blackburn, Newcastle, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. Lone Star saying Carsley doing the Ulrich formation against Greece. Muppet, yeah, absolutely. And what was that the comment he said about that? Take it back, coming second as well. He's not the man for the job.
I heard earlier on that Lee Carsley's turned around and said in a press conference or in front of reporters or something,
Take
he
care,
turned around and said, "Yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting back to the under-21."
Yeah.
Mm.
We was talking about early before you come in, Budget. We were saying, like, when you're saying things like that, that just shows you're not ambitious enough, and you're open that the back door is there to go back into the 21s. And it's as Jess says,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, they're still professional
I
players.
mean, the thing is, like, we are being a little bit unfair on him because he is an interim manager, and like I put in that comment right at the beginning when I first came in the chat,
Yeah.
I have this sneaking suspicion that they're already talking to Harry Potter.
Wouldn't
Sorry,
surprise
Graham Potter, not Harry.
Harry
Even
Potter.
Hope we will,
We probably need to talk to Harry Potter if we want to win anything.
That's why we're going to do it.
Yeah.
Mate. But no, I think they're talking to him already. Because
He'd be flying on his green saying, "Come on, me head, son."
he's the only available English manager that's had top draw Premier League experience that's available.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
available, yeah. I mean, Eddie Howe. I mean, people keep talking
Eddie
about...
Howe's not available.
I know, but I
I
mean... he
can't
could
see
be-
Newcastle letting him go, not for an England job.
Well,
No,
no,
they
maybe
won't.
not,
They
but
won't.
people are talking about Pep, and I'm not being funny. Gareth Southgate, he was on £5 million a year on wages and managing England, right?
What do you
If
think
Pep
Pep's
was to
on?
get that job, right? If Pep was to get that job, would you seriously think Pep would go to manage England and get a pay cut, even if he was offered 8, 9, 10 million pound a year? He won't go there
He's
because
only on about 20 at Man City.
yeah. So I mean, Pep won't go there. He won't manage England.
Plus
for-
bonuses.
Yeah, but England won't offer him that. England
No,
won't
of course
offer
not.
Pep that at all.
They'll
And I'll tell you
probably,
what, when
like
Pep
you said,
says
they'll
to me-
probably go as far as 8 for Pep,
Yeah. Yeah.
thinking that they're offering him a good deal. Because, let's be honest, English FA might as well be run by David Sullivan, tight-fisted bastard. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
That is true.
I mean,
There's a
like,
question is-
look, on one hand, earlier on, we said about how, the club have backed the manager financially with the windows and that, but we also still want to knock off an extra few quid from every purchase we make.
Yeah.
I'm not saying we're looking in the bargain basement, but we're asking for bargain basement prices on
Yeah.
Well,
top tier
the one-
players.
going by what you just said there, Budgie, the one that sticks out like a sore thumb on that comment where we try to go down the budget line on that is John Duran.
Yeah.
And look at that.
Why
turned
not
out.
just pay that extra 5 million? Why not? Look
look
what
what
Boyd's
he's-
doing now. Look
Exactly.
what he's doing. He's
Just signed a new
embarrassing.
contract with him as well. He signed a new contract with him.
Yeah, and he's
So-
embarrassing West Ham with every appearance he makes.
Mm.
Because we
Yeah.
could have had that for another
One we threw
5.
away. One we threw
Well,
away.
it's like with us, with yourself, with Kudos. We went in for Kudos, and he turned us down. We bidded 65 million for him. He turned that
Yeah, well,
flat.
That's
and then
nowhere
went to-
near enough. That's
Yeah.
nowhere near enough. I'm
How
telling
much
you
he
now,
did for you?
he won't go for anything less than 85.
No, but I mean, this was before he went to you.
Oh, right.
This was before he went to
Yeah,
you.
before-
We
yeah,
got him for
before.
30 something, didn't we?
Yeah, 36, 38 million.
Yeah.
And
Well,
they
he
turned,
didn't
he
want to
turned
go
us
to
down.
Arsenal for 55.
Yeah, he turned us down for that.
Oh.
Jesus Christ.
He's obviously a very good judge of character.
Revy's asking you a question, Anthony.
Yeah,
How big of a
you can
miss
find me on
is-
the Friday night. Sorry, you can find me on the Sunday night takeaway. The good, the bad, the ugly show on Wednesday.
Revy's asking how big of a miss is Odegaard.
Don't get me wrong, it is a little bit of a miss, but I touched on it on the show earlier. I think with our midfield, we're playing really well, and the question is he going to find it hard to come back into his position and play, I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure because being Mikel Arteta, I think he'll walk him straight back into the, into the team after his injury. But listen, if players are there and they're playing well, whatever player is there playing in his position, I think he should. I think he's that player now should cement their position in the team. And Odegaard has got to up his plate to get back into the team. I always believe in that thing.
Yeah,
Not just at Arsenal, but players at any team.
any club, yeah. You've got to work your way
Yeah.
back in, basically, and it's simple as that.
Yeah.
Darren saying, didn't watch the England game. These Nation League games should be cancelled. Just play a tournament every year with whatever players fancy and are fit. It's not a bad shout when you think about it, because they are
That's a good show.
literally a bit of a waste of time. Happy Emirates saying it's pathetic that when Kane is unfit, he plays with no striker. Yeah, shouldn't have to rely on one person there. So having to sort of him again, not as if I is the next player. Yeah, Rice is the next player now. We've got to admit to that. Yeah, he was again. He was anonymous. I agree on that. Lone Star. Watkins should play more, but Kane propaganda is too strong. Very true, Trip. Bordering the zone with Arteta FC, yeah. But McManus is saying, does anyone else think that Kane should be dropped from the England squad? He was invisible tonight. Time's done, isn't it, really?
I do. I reckon, yeah. Move on from Kane and just bring it. I mean, we've got Ivan Toney there, Ollie Watkins, but by then I think some youth player is going to come through academy into the Premier
Can I
League.
just stop you there for a moment, though, Anthony?
Yeah.
Really easy to replace a striker. Not so easy to replace the captain.
Yeah.
And
Well,
as much as I don't like strikers being captain, it's nothing personal against Harry Kane at all. I think he's a dick, but it's not against him. I don't think a striker should be a captain. I think it should be right.
I
in the
don't
back
think
field.
somebody who's never led a team to winning a trophy should be a captain. He's never won a trophy as a captain at all, so he's got.
I do believe Rice was the captain tonight, because I'm sure I saw him with the armband on.
Well, that makes sense.
That makes sense, yeah. And if
That
in
makes
all
complete
fairness,
sense.
I
Because,
think
I mean,
Mikel
look,
Arteta should have been watching that game.
How
then.
often do you see Declan Rice mixing it with his own back four? All the time.
Mm.
Yeah.
How often do you see
true.
him mixing it with the opposing back four? Quite regularly.
Yeah.
So like I said earlier, he's a box-to-box player and he covers so much of the ground. Perfect for a captain. Absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, Colin's asking that age-old question. Talking about England, who would you like to have as England manager? I mean, obviously, as you said, it looks like Potter more than likely will be it, but who else comes to mind?
I've had one person in mind for about a year, and they wouldn't even look at him probably because of the position that he's in. He's the assistant coach of the Dutch national team, Danny Blind.
Mm.
I thought he would be pretty good for West Ham when we were talking about changing David Moyes. But thinking about it, he's had far more managerial success with national teams than he has club teams. So
yeah.
I think because he's had, I think, a European title with Dutch under 21s, I believe. I think they came third in the European Championship couple of 3 tournaments ago. I think they came third or fourth or something, and he was assistant coach for them then. I think he's a good international coach.
Mm.
So I know he's not English, but I'd like to see him going. And if not him, Eddie Howe's the obvious choice. But
Yeah.
I can't see Newcastle letting him go.
Newcastle won't let him go in there. I'll take Harry Potter at England. He's a good manager. We don't want Pep Guardiola at England. Yeah.
No.
I mean, what do you guys think? Who's else out there?
I always said, I mean, don't get me wrong. I know with England, some people like the English manager to manage England. Yeah, I get that, and we've gone down that route before with obviously with a foreign manager, with obviously the late Sven Goran Eriksson and Fabio Capello. But do you know what? I wanted Jose Mourinho. It's less games in the season. He's only doing international games, right? His CV doesn't lie. I mean, look at he's got one of the best CVs as managers that's out there on the date going back to when he first won silverware at his own team, Porto. You know, so personally, for me, I would have taken Jose Mourinho as the manager of England.
I don't think he's got the temperament to deal with the English players.
Oh, I don't know. I think, I mean, he had a few good English players. Obviously, when he was manager at Chelsea, I mean, obviously United, he had a couple of English players as well. I mean, he was sacked from Tottenham was it a couple of days before the final, the cup final?
Yeah.
A week before.
And he could have
A
won a
week
trophy
before.
at Tottenham as well. But he's won a trophy everywhere he's managed up. Even at Roma, he's at Fenerbahce now, but
Except
I don't
Tottenham.
know how they're getting on. But you know,
Yeah. I just want to borrow this comment from Rich, though. He's right what he's saying here. West Ham always been a feeder club the last 30 years, brings good through the youth and sales and made millions and millions. Joe Cole, Lampard, Rio, Rice, etc. And then they signed Danny Ings. Danny fucking Ings. It's true. It's true.
Only at West Ham.
Yeah, exactly. As you said, Budgie. Yeah.
Yeah,
Look,
West Ham
Darren
kids had it right all them years ago, mate.
I like this one as well. Darren Sullivan, I turned 65 million down if I was Kudos facing Arteta in the dressing room. Yeah.
yeah,
Great one from Stephanie here, though.
Definitely.
Grealish, City. Trent Alexander, second for Liverpool. And third, Rice, Arsenal. Does that reflect the top 3 Premier League positions for the season? Ooh. Oof.
Oh, do you know what? Yeah, it does. It does. It kind but they're going to be the top 3 teams this season, aren't they? Clearly.
Yeah.
The way the season starts. Although Chelsea have had a great start to the season, can't see them sustaining it for the whole season because as yet they're similar to us in the fact that they got new manager, lots of new players, and Enzo Maresco, he's a good manager, but he's even come out and said, look, I'm probably not going to know my starting 11, my best starting 11 this season.
Yeah.
He's actually said that. And fair play to him for that.
Of course.
And I think, we put a lot of pressure on Lopetegui because, he's tweaking it here and there. And, well, he's in the same boat. He's just not got the balls to say it out in public,
That's true.
But
That's true.
he's got the same job to do as Maresca has, and Chelsea fans seem content with that. Why can't West Ham fans be content with it,
Yeah.
Some people just want success overnight, don't they, Budge? That's the thing. I mean, Arsenal
And
fans,
like I
Man
said,
United fans are the same. We're all the
Europe
same.
has given us so much over the last 3 seasons, and one of those things is a greedy desire.
Yeah.
We've all got it in us,
Of course we have. Of course we have.
because we've had a bit of the joy. Okay, a lot of people are going to say, but it's only the 3rd tier cup. But we've won a European trophy in the last couple of years, which has been massive for our club. It was absolutely huge for us, And to be fair, it should have been a stepping stone up to, winning the Europa League. Okay, we've done really well in that, really well.
No, I agree on that.
But we weren't quite at that standard, and I think that was down to the coaching staff, management, if you want to call it that, and the greedy desire inside the club.
No, true. True.
We're all
totally
guilty
agree
of it. From the man that can't afford to watch it and watches it on his phone, or the man that goes to the stadium every week, or the man that owns the club. You
Yeah.
know, we've all got that greedy desire in us. No matter what club you have that you support, we've all got it in us. And like you said, it's been heightened because of the European thing.
Mm. That's
You know?
true. Just go back on the Duran one here, just passing on, moving on a little bit. Colin saying, Duran, gentlemen, heard Villa changed the goalpost and wanted 60 million. And Michael Chelsea said, we were linked with John Duran as well. But then again, we're linked with everyone, which they were at the time with Chelsea.
Yeah.
You know, Ravi's asking you a question here, Anthony. Are Arsenal ready to face Arsenal? I don't know why, but I see a draw versus Liverpool. I think, are you ready to face Liverpool? I do believe.
Yeah, I personally, I think we are. Don't get me wrong. Arne Slot's come in. He's done a good job, you know. But he's actually quoted. He actually said, "There's no point in me changing the squad. You know, if it's not broken, you don't fix it." So, you know, that's what he's done. They signed a player, Chiesa, Italian player, for 12 million. Roughly yet to see what he's like, but you know, I think he's doing a great job. I personally think, can we beat Liverpool? I personally think we can, but it's only going to be by the odd goal, mind you. Whether it's going to be 1-0 or 2-1, and that's it. They got. I think we'll most probably see a different Liverpool next season. When I say a different Liverpool, I don't think they'll be as much as good, because Salah's reported that he's going to be definitely leaving Liverpool at the end of this season. He's probably going to Saudi. So they've got to replace him, or try and replace him in that position, a player in that position with the same caliber as Salah, or almost close to. So that's going to be a task for Slot.
Don't we?
Somerville.
That was him.
Somerville.
Wrong side.
Yeah.
You mentioned him earlier. You said he turned you down.
Kudos.
Yep.
I don't know. There's been reports that it could be Newcastle's Anthony Gordon. Is it they've been after him for a while?
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, I've got to be honest with you. Salah is the best right winger in the country right now, right? Without a doubt.
I've heard Danny Welbeck's better.
I'm glad I finished my drink then.
No, but it's undeniable. Salah is the most spectacular and most consistently successful right winger in the Premier League. And the only player that, given those players around him, that I think can do that job right now, is Mohamed Kudus right now. I think.
Yeah, true. It's true. Especially if Salah's going to move on next season.
Before we got Kudus, right, we linked. Liverpool were linked with Bowen. They were flashing their knickers at him, you know, and we were all going, "Oh no, you know, what if he goes?" Because it's not something that you want to turn down, really, is it? Going to one of the biggest clubs in the world with one of the biggest reputations and so on and so forth, and then working under Clifford Klopp as well, you know. It would have been a dream come true for the lad. But it was only interest. There was no firm offers made, as far as I'm aware.
No, nothing come of it, lucky enough.
Yeah, we now have a player that's equally as good as Bowen on that right-hand side, if not slightly better, might I add. But he's also more spectacular to watch. And I think he's the sort of player that Liverpool will swing the cat for. I really do. You know?
I think it's only a matter of time, Budgie. I think only a matter of time. Whereas this player here that Ravi's kind of saying, Raheem Sterling, adds nothing to the Arsenal team. Don't know why they got him. Anthony, I think you've already spoke about this one before.
Yeah, if it was Sterling of 5 seasons ago, team, I would have been up for it. But no, I don't think he adds anything to it. Personally, if it was me, I think I would have rather played Jesus for a backup to Saka, switch him out on the right, and most probably have got or 20 goal striker, or at least a decent striker that can actually score lots of goals. But at the minute, Havertz is doing well. I just think I'm just not too sure with Havertz if he's a 20 goal, scorer in a season.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
convinced of that at the minute.
No, I don't think he is. Don't get me wrong. Since he's come to Arsenal, I think he's surprised a lot of people with the goals he's actually scored, considering the reputation he had at Chelsea. But yeah, I don't think he's a 20-goal season man. That's
No.
I don't think that's in his locker, as they say. That's for sure.
Yeah,
But just going on this comment here, Lone Star saying, "Let's be adults. If England said, Eddie, we want you," he would go. No one turns down England. I get that.
Yes.
But
Harry Redknapp
because this is the thing I'm going to say
Why?
here. I think if you look at it, Budgie, and Co and the chat, for me, the unfortunate thing about getting the England job this day and age is the media, because as soon as you get that job, they are looking for an angle to shoot you down.
yeah,
And Mama Flossie, I think, is actually put, Eddie's turned them down, and basically it's a case of one thing: the FA wouldn't pay the buyout clause, and then she's put here, it's too early for him. But I think, unfortunately, with any England manager that gets the job, it seems to be once you're in there, they're all for you. Yeah, great to have this man come in. Yeah, we want this manager. We want this manager. And then as soon as things start to kind of turn sour, they are trying to find an angle on that to bury you.
Mhm. Yeah, and it's my belief that that may be very true what Mama said, that he's claiming that it's too early for him to do that job and stuff. He may believe that, and I don't dispute that, not one little bit. But what I also think is that if the FA started turning the thumb screws and applying pressure to him and Newcastle, I think they've already got a plan of action in case of that, where they say, well, no, actually, he's actually tied to a contract, and the owners will not allow him to breach that contract without it costing whatever it is. The FA ain't going to start paying out compensations and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're just not going to do it.
Just going on this, Colin's saying, Tony and Budgie, would you have had Trent Alexander-Arnold at West Ham? He'd be a free agent.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah.
God, yeah.
His pedigree alone, you just have
I wouldn't play him as a right back, though. Or left back. No, right back, isn't it? Left back. I wouldn't play him as a left back, though. I'd play him as a left winger.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
Look, we all know, and he's quite open about it himself, I think, that he ain't the best defender in the world.
No.
He's great at going forward, and his deliveries are, sublime. Yeah, of course I'd have him at West Ham, but I'd push him up into the midfield left-hand side, or front left.
Yeah, he can still do the
where
job,
we
can't
want Somerville right now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another thing. Richard's saying, do any of you think Michael Carrick could be a good shout for the England manager's job in the future?
I do. Perfect for him.
yeah.
Absolutely perfect for him. Like
Why did
Gareth
you say that,
Southgate,
Sam?
he experienced 3 tournaments, in the shirt. He's an up and coming young manager, as was Gareth Southgate when he took the job. Well, he'd had a bit more experience, I know, but he was still considered one of the younger managers out there.
Yeah.
And I think it's perfect for him right now. Actually, I hadn't even given him a thought, but I actually do believe that's perfect.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mind you, look at Ravi saying here, Trent's off to Real Madrid by the looks of it.
Oh,
Doesn't
we can
surprise
say
me.
that with our centre back Saliba. Apparently, they've come sniffing around him again. And they
Yeah,
want him for
yeah, I've heard that as
Another
well.
good player,
I think that was,
Saliba.
Yeah, very good.
Mm.
But they're on the ball, aren't they? I mean, you haven't mentioned it, but obviously I know it's Ireland, but Greece beat Ireland tonight 2-0 in the Nations League.
All right.
So and us. So they're not bad in form, are they?
I must say, Fuzzy, sorry, just changing the subject quite dramatically, but That Rasmus Højlund seems to be coming into a little bit of form these days. He's had a few good games, hasn't he?
I don't think this season he has. I think he's
Well, yeah,
basically
probably
just
more
been.
towards the end of last season. But, I mean, he's kind of shown that there's a player in now. You know what I mean? I don't
Yeah,
think he's been a
he
complete
does.
waste
He,
of
he
money.
does. He does need the right sort of development for his game. But it's sort
From
of.
what I hear, though, that what's his name, Ten Hag, is the sort of manager that would bring out the best in a player like him.
Wow.
He's not doing it at the moment, that's for sure. With most
He's
of the
not doing
players
it
in
with
that
any of
team.
them at the moment, to be fair, but, yeah. What do you think on the?
Sorry, Badge, I just think this comment here. Darren Sellen, I would love Bowen at Arsenal with Dyer's wife in the players' lounge.
I really don't think that she would go.
Oh, believe me.
Oh, God, no. Oh, that is funny though, Darren.
Good shout from Damien here on Liverpool. I think the only thing that keeps Liverpool away from kudos in the summer is if they have to replace more than just Salah. Trent and Virgil van Dijk, for example, in last years of contracts.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah.
But I mean, what's happening with Salah? Is he leaving? Is he retiring? Is he being
I think
sold?
if he is, he's going to go out with a song at Saudi, I do believe. I think that'd be the last thing for him, and he'll be done with. Just a nice comment here from Colin, though. I love the show and love listening to you, Tony, Budgie, Anthony, Fuzzy, and everyone comments in the chat. Gives me therapy because I have very stressful days. Yeah, I know you work what you do, Colin. That's he does, and
that can be very stressful. And
yeah,
big up to you, Colin, because
absolutely.
I couldn't do that, mate.
Yeah,
I couldn't do what you do. So yeah,
no, that's what we try and do on the show. We try and have a calm talk with each other, and not arguing and stuff like this. We just try and get our point of views over and people's comments in the chat, and have a laughter and some banter along the way.
Yeah.
So I'm glad it helps you out, Colin, because I think if you look at for what you do in that, as Budgie said, I think we said it the other day. Hats off to you, mate, because that's you've got to have a strong pair of shoulders with with what you've got to deal with sometimes. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, Ace is saying here, I can see Liverpool going for Saka if Salah leaves.
That's another good shout, actually.
Yeah, never thought that one.
He is like the media sweetheart at the moment, isn't he? In that position. Yeah, that's not a bad shout. Still think Kudus could do the job better, but that's not.
I don't think they're getting them. It is good shape, but I just don't think they're getting them. I mean, what's the point of leaving Arsenal and just going to Liverpool? I mean, I know Liverpool have won trophies, but it's like I said, sooner or later, that slot, he's going to have to get some players out because no manager likes to come in and play the same team what the last manager left them with. Every manager's got a different style and different philosophy how they play the game, and some managers they like to bring in their own players. So do you know what I'm saying? So they can turn around and say, "Well, look, we've done this. This is partly my team as well." So, but I don't think they'll have the money for that. All these kudos and Saka signings and all that. They won't. I don't think they'll have the money for that. Liverpool.
No. I mean, Lone Star saying about the England thing. Unfortunate thing about this England team, nothing. We have the best players. Can't manage the group. You never can. And this is the problem. I think it's getting a strong person in to do it. That's the other thing as well. As you say, yeah, it makes sense, Badger, what you talked about the England thing. Colin saying Kudus is a superstar, £150 million player. Is he? Lone Star's asking. Trent Alexander will not sign for West Ham until he's in his mid-50s. Ravi's asking a question for me.
West Ham, isn't it? How's Cresswell? Is he playing the league? Cresswell?
Well,
he's only played a couple of games. I don't think he's played in the league yet.
Well,
but
no, I think it's a cup game, isn't it? I think that's where he is at the moment.
But I mean, the thing is, without trying to sound rude, and I love Aaron Creswell. Listen, he's the only Scouser that has got Cockney written across his heart. Okay, I'm telling you. Well, no, he's not the only one because Alvin Martin has as well.
Yeah.
But absolutely love him. Love his work rate and everything. His delivery with the ball, love it all. But he is 32 plus, 33, something
Yeah.
like that.
Well, you think he wanted to go, didn't he, Budgie? He wanted to go, and we
Yeah, he
kept hold
wanted
of
to
him.
go. And, we kept him on just to cover that position. But we've got Emerson now, and also we've got a couple of younger players coming through that are looking fairly promising.
Mm.
But we don't quite know how the development stages are going at the club at the moment under Lopetegui.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see over the next sort of 18 months how he implements that. But we have got Emerson there at the moment, and he is a better player than Creswell by a long way. His delivery is just as good. And should we have an injury to him, and Creswell's not looking game worthy, we can always put Aaron Wan-Bissaka over there and play Foul on the right, which isn't everybody's favoured decision, but it works.
Of course. Ravi's got a question for us here. Budgie and Early Door say Kudus sees a lack of ambition at West Ham. I see him bouncing. He made it quite clear he was during the where he wanted to come to, and he definitely kind of said it was West Ham. I think it comes down to ambition more than anything else. This team, I think, has got a chance of doing something, so I can't see him going just yet. I think he's well. Put it this way, Ravi. Yeah, clubs could have triggered his release clause by the 1st of July this year. Nothing happened. So if he lacked ambition, he'd be not going. He's not like a Dimitri Payet that wanted to run as soon as someone came for him. With Kudus and that, I think he wants to fight for the club. I think that's a bit of a difference.
I believe he does, and I think a lot of that has got to do with that we've got a rather large Ghanaian following. Rather large. I've spoken to a number of people in Ghana because I've got connections in Ghana. And, we've also got, the likes of Governor B. Now, he's not on the same level as like Eminem and all them lot, but he's a British rapper. He's quite well known in that circle. But he does support West Ham, and he puts time into West Ham. He does stuff for and with West Ham. And he was the first one that interviewed Kudus when he came to the country.
That's right.
And so by putting a fellow Ghanaian in front of him to interview him, made his eyes open. And he went, they really want me. They really want me. And then from the moment the man stepped on the pitch, and, we saw the diamonds in his feet, in his boots, as it were, we were just hooked. And so was he. So, yeah, I think we got at least another this season and maybe one more with him.
Definitely. I agree on that. Good evening, Jose. Hope you're keeping well. Hotel Cockerel. Don't forget to go to see his channel as well. Give him a share, like, and subscribe. Good evening, fit and healthy men of the panel and all those in the chat. Hope you're keeping well, Jose.
Big up, Jose.
Salah, Vivi, Trent. I've won the lot of Liverpool. What more is there to win Liverpool now? Well, Premier League is probably one thing. I've got the sniff for that.
European Super Cup.
Yeah. Lone Star said Liverpool will never get Saka, and Darren saying Saka is doing too many ads rather than improving his game. He is solid though. But funny, there was a quick thing I saw. Where is it now? I heard something about this player. Where's it gone? Mudryk. It seems that Chelsea are willing to get this player moved on. I think he's another one that hasn't turned out to be a complete flop.
Oh, fuck's sake, I don't want another fucking one. Jesus Christ.
Do you imagine that? Yeah, because like, as Mark was saying here, many of the fan base were screaming for Osimhen. Of course, we already spent big on young players under the current regime, such as Mudryk, 80 million plus, which hasn't worked out so far.
But we bought a better player in Trossard.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Trossard's a wonderful player.
Yeah. Alvin Martin, yeah, blast from the past. Good old Alf.
Yeah.
Gentleman, if Kudus was to leave or to go abroad. Yeah, agree on that, Colin. Look at saying some of the old names there. Saka got overplayed, that's why he got injured. Well, that's there's always been doing. Kevin Nolan, Lone Star saying Lyndon Nolan. The only way England, Rose and Pictures, good evening to yourself. The only way England would never win anything is if we have Chuck Norris as manager. Chuck Norris.
The only way England are going to win anything is if they have 3 West Ham players in starting 11.
If they have Ben Johnson starting at left back.
Yeah, where's old Steve?
West Ham, yeah, right.
Where's old Steve?
Right,
We need
West Ham. No.
Early doors. Hopefully, Kudus, he doesn't change his mind. He's been a great sign for you. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he definitely is. And Damien's saying the fact is, I don't think the club is selling for less than 85 million release clause. The club has more about it than they did when Pyatt was here as well. Very true. I think the good thing about it, and that's what I said before with the Rice situation, it was good to see us actually hold out for that type of money because it's been long overdue. How many years have we undersold players? And the worst part about it is not put release clauses in with these boys. All these boys that came in and that, and I know, Ron Gow was one of the scouts that brought a lot of these players in, and he always said he sold players for, what he brought into the club, he sold for millions, and we never capitalised on that. Rio, Carrick, the two of the ones that we definitely never capitalised on.
No.
Revy's asking you,
managers were the same. We had it with managers with Arsene Wenger. Absolutely fantastic in spotting talent and selling them on, like making money for the club. But a lot of Arsenal fans, they wanted Wenger out. Okay, to a certain degree, I was like that. But I thought to myself, well, if he does go, are we going to get another Arsene Wenger in the future? And it's true.
True. I must admit, Anthony, on that, because the teams I've run over the years, a lot of the players I've had, I've been Arsenal fans, and always used to have everyone in banter with them. And I always said to him, at the end of the day, Wenger's done his time. If anything, move him upstairs, make him director of football, and bring a decent manager in. That should have been the way forward for you guys. Exactly. I think you would have actually won trophies by this stage.
Football in the world.
Absolutely.
I'm not being funny, but Wenger's recruitment was excellent most of the time.
Yeah.
I think scouting was great as well.
That was Sir Alex.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think what Fuzzy just said there, because I know, I can't remember what the team, was it Reyes? God rest his soul. He went and watched him in some stadium, pissing down the rain and that, soaked through to the bone to watch his player, and then he did no more than signed him.
No.
And he turned out all right.
Yeah. True. I think it was through Seville. I think they were playing Man United in the Champions League. I mean, because it was raining.
Seville. It was absolutely peeing down the rain. Yeah, I remember the story.
That was at Old Trafford team. And we know what it's like there, but
always bloody blue out there.
Yeah. God, yeah. Fuzzy, there's a question here from Revy. What are your honest thoughts on United at the moment?
Toxic mentality in the squad. Manager doesn't know what he's doing. Coaching staff that want to be in his job. Boards that are wondering why the bloody hell they took over the club. And Glazers, that's what goes through their mind. Sat over there in Florida, their mansions floating on seawater at the moment. But yeah, it is what it is with Man United at the moment. But maybe I'm looking at this as like a glass half empty. Maybe it's just a case that it's got to get a lot worse before it gets better. Maybe Man United need to go down to like the Vanarama National League and be that shite before we get any better. Maybe we hit liquidation.
I'd love nothing more than to see that, Fozzie. But we know that would never happen. Championship probably the lowest that they would ever fall to, if they did at all. But
Wow.
I could see them being in a relegation battle if they're not bloody careful, because they're not consistently playing well at all.
Well, the figures there, Budgie. I mean, you're right what you're saying about the inconsistency. I mean, like, beginning of the week, Ineos pulled, they had a meeting for 7 hours and no one's none the wiser. What's happening with this meeting? From this meeting, no one knows at this stage.
No.
So, that just kind of sums up, unfortunately, for Fuzzy Man United for him as well. Which is,
you know what's going to happen next, don't you? Man United shirts will start displaying Mercedes-Benz sponsorship on them, and then you'll see the Man United badge appearing on the Mercedes-Benz race card, because it's all part of the same group, isn't it? That Ineos,
yeah,
they sponsor Mercedes, well, don't they?
The second a Manchester United logo makes it onto a Mercedes car is the day that they start from 19th and 20th place on the grid every single race. Williams will be faster. Haas will be faster. Kick Sauber, streaming platform full of degenerates, sponsored racing team, will be starting with faster cars than a Manchester United sponsored Mercedes team.
wow.
It's like when you manage Man United in the in the Football Manager 24 game, right? So I was manager of Man United, won in the Champions League and the FA Cup. I got fucking sacked the next season, because he sacked me straight after that. I then took over West Ham, bought in a couple of players and won in the Europa League. So we're doing all right at West Ham. So I'm the manager, Budgie's my number 2, Antonio's the fucking kit man. But he irons these kits lovely, but he's still doing a job. Right?
There's pleats in them tops, Anthony. There's pleats in them tops.
Let me tell you something. You speak to any ex-professional player, and they will I would say a large percentage of them will say that the kit man is one of the most important people on match days, and probably one of the best friends they've got in the backroom staff.
Oh, right. So I was wrong there, Budgie. Tony's the boot boy. I do apologise on that.
I thought he was the concession stand manager.
That's the one. That's the one.
Oh, by the way, guys.
No. Yes, mate.
Sorry, bit of cheeky advertising. These are the nuts.
Arabo Sour Skeletons.
Oh, mate, they're the nuts.
Well, funny you said the nuts, because before you interrupted me, I was going to say, they're saying about, kit man, boot man. I was going to say the bloke used to be selling around the old Upton Park. Peanuts, get your peanuts.
Peanut man.
Yeah, that's the one. The old leather jacket.
Yeah,
A few strands of hair on his back of his head. Damon's asking us here, for the West Ham lads, think we'll be active in January? I have a feeling we will.
Oh, I can picture Dave Thompson and Peanuts back in the day. Bobby Charlton.
The only time I think, the only reason that we might be in the market in January is because Soler is currently on a loan, isn't he?
Mm.
I think we might make that permanent in January if we've got an option to.
I think,
you got to remember, by the end of March, we will all know what's happening with Lucas Paqueta.
Yeah, that's true. Yes, well, consider what the FA are trying to do to him.
Yeah, they want to push for a lifetime ban.
Yeah, which is mad, absolutely mad.
So I think that would be the business that we will do. We will make Carlos Soler a permanent signing rather than a loan signing.
I think the only thing that would tip it over,
we will make it permanent in the summer. You know.
But I think the only thing that would turn things is what's going to go on with Fulkrug. If this injury is, say for instance, it's going to be a longer term than we expect it to be, then surely we need to go in for a centre forward at least.
I think we should just go and get Andy Carroll back.
Did you see the comment he made the other day as well, though, Budgie, Andy Carroll? He said, like, you got to think all the clubs he played for and that, but coming to us and that, he found it the most kind of stressful. Because I think, I suppose the pressure being a tall player, what he should be doing and what he didn't do.
And the high demand from, I mean, let's face it, he kicked off at Upton Park. So he had the chicken run to contend with. He had, he had all those on the lower tiers, and mate, it would have been quite horrific for him. We know that there were songs about him having a ponytail and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
So it's banter, but some people do take these things to heart.
True.
They do.
Darren's hoping when Bowen's contract's up, but Damon's answered to that because basically, as you said, he signed a 7-year extension last season. He's married to West Ham. Definitely is. He ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, and his contract runs right through to 33, isn't it? Is it 33's contract?
I believe so. Yeah.
And then there's a extension available as well.
Yeah, I can't see him going. Anywhere.
I can't. And the fact that he's club captain now.
Yeah, that's the other thing as well. I think fans should trust the process. Trust that process.
Trust my ass.
Lifestyle unit have fallen apart like the
At least it'll be nice to welcome you to Crawley Town when you're in the first division. So.
Yeah. Remember when Jez called out my postcode on the show? I just got a message from Yeti saying, "I just ordered 20 fucking pizzas to your house. Pay on the door." What?
I know he messaged me earlier. Alvin Martin was a lovely man. Met him loads of times. Should have played for England more than he did. Yeah, totally agree on that.
Agreed. And that's quite a common theme at West Ham that a lot of players should have got more, or some caps.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, England was spoiled with talent from West Ham for a good number of years. Starting off from your Jeff Hurst, Bobby Moore, Martin Peters era, and then you got your Trevor Brooking and so on and so forth. And there were a number of players that were England players. Weren't Scotty Parker in the England setup when he was with us?
I believe he was.
I'm pretty sure he was. We've had a few players that have been in the England setup, and even still, we got Jared Bowen who flips in and out. We put Declan Rice in the England squad. So we've got quite a lot of history with England, I think.
No, it's true. Colin's saying, Budgie, mate, when talking about Fulkrug, I've heard he'll be out longer than January. Bloody, let's hope not. Jeez. Then that might review what we might do in the window. Bovril and peanuts. Yeah, the old Bovril, getting a cup of Bovril.
So if you sign players in January, then that'd be
That
27.
used to be the celebration and the wages back in the day.
It's true. It's true.
Cup winning celebration, cup of Bovril. How
That's
you
true.
doing that?
So, yeah, what did you say there?
I can't remember what I said there.
So you said
Like you're signing players in January. I said if you sign,
mm.
I said if you sign one more player in January, that'd be 27. You've beaten Forest by one player in one season.
We haven't signed that many players.
You have. You signed a team. Yeah, you signed a whole team, 11 players. Yeah, the backups and the bench.
We didn't. We signed 9 players. Got one on loan. Hang on.
10.
We signed 9
players.
players. We got one on
10.
loan. So we haven't signed him. And we brought Irvin back.
Oh, right. Tony
He
keeps
was
saying
already on our books.
Tony
He was
told us
already
you
on our
signed
books.
10.
It's
Oh,
like
God,
a new signing, but he was already on our books.
This is why I like you coming on this show, Budgie. It's about time you've had a West Ham fan talking sense. I get all my information from this guy above you. It's like,
And to be fair, we didn't really buy Aaron Wan-Bissaka. We fucking stole him. To be fair, 15 million quid.
Yep. Bundled him in at the back of a car and raced him down the M42.
You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's ridiculous money. for a
I've
player
heard
like
that
that.
we're
But
open.
Man United didn't have any future for him. So,
I've
Man
heard that we're
United
open
thought they
to
were on to bigger and better things.
selling Maguire for about 10 mil.
Yeah.
Man City. You go to Man City, I'm telling you now, that job is got if Pep leaves Man City, Arteta is the next man to replace him. I'm telling you that now. And they'll have to buy him out of contract at Arsenal Football Club. That's what
Do you
would
know
happen.
I just saw the comment, I think it was Colin that said it, about I bet we get a striker in January.
Mm.
If we did, it would probably be somebody like Callum Wilson or a plus 28-year-old. It won't be a young, short-firing, it'll be another Dan. Look, we've got Dan Hughes sitting on the bloody bench.
Yeah. As you said, Budgie, the West Ham way. The West Ham way.
Exactly.
Anthony, did Jez ever send you the mug? Well, he's shown the receipt. Apparently it's in the post and he's going to chase it up.
Yeah.
There you go.
Evening, Michael, please. Good to see you. Evening, chaps. Who do we get to
Michael.
replace Kudos when he goes to Barca?
Oh,
Ooh.
oh.
Ooh.
There's me suggesting he might go to Liverpool.
Yeah.
Barca probably would be the destination for him,
Yeah.
or Raul.
Good evening, Chris.
Who do we get to replace him? We're done.
Jesse Lingard.
We're done. Oh, mate, listen. 2 years ago, I'd have snapped your hand off for him. But
I suppose if you look at it, if Kudos goes, does that mean we, just then, we don't get anyone else in because we'll keep with Bowen and give Somerville his chance.
Yeah, that's exactly
Probably
what we do.
well. Probably
That is
that's
exactly what we do.
it'd be the cheapest cost-effective option for us.
Yeah.
Mm.
And to be perfectly honest, like I said, there are young and up-and-coming players that could break through into the first team at any minute. The likes of Ollie Scholes and the young lad up front, the one that got knocked out and then come back and scored. What was his name?
Urfi. You got Urfi in you as well.
George Urfi, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, now we've
Urfi.
got him. Like David Moyes saw fit to use him a couple of times.
He's on loan to Bristol City.
Yeah.
He's on loan to Bristol City. Yeah,
Oh,
we played him in a few. Yeah, he's on loan to Bristol City. We played him a few times.
Oh.
Bristol City.
We could always recall him.
Did you see how he said we have played him. Did you see that, Tom?
He likes to get that bit there.
He's
I
yet to
can
score
see
a
him
goal.
wearing an half and half shirt, not an half and half scarf.
He-
Bristol Rovers or City or whatever it is on one side. Bristol.
Oh,
No,
Bristol
no, yeah.
Rovers. Yeah,
right.
right, that's it, Shane. Right, yeah, you can find me on the Sunday night takeaway, Wednesday night, the good, the bad, the ugly. Yeah. Well,
Yeah. Tony Cott was a hot shot. Never got a chance to with the England thing. Yeah, there's a few England players that didn't really get there.
Yeah.
If United, you lose to Brentford, West
Mark
Ham.
Noble. I mean,
Noble. Yeah, here's another one.
I'm not saying he was a world beater, but an harder worker and a more loyal person, you wouldn't have found in the England setup.
no.
But
Simple
he
as
would
that.
have fitted in. He would have fitted in nicely with the setup there. That's for sure.
Yeah.
You know,
Especially on Southgate.
Well, yeah. Ace is
Seriously.
saying, yeah,
Seriously. If he'd have
I
been
don't
young
know.
enough,
Would he be a Southgate type of player? That's the problem.
yeah, of course he would. Of course he would.
Him and Rice,
Hardworking.
maybe him and Rice. Yeah.
I mean, Declan Rice is who he is and what he is because he played alongside and
Noble.
learned from
Mm.
Mark Noble.
Yeah, it's
You
true.
know.
Yeah, it's true.
Declan was a great little defender when he was younger. But then when he started learning the ropes from Noble in midfield, he became what he is now.
Yeah,
And he's
I
a
agree on that.
monster.
That's true.
Let's be fair, he's a monster. So,
Look at that. Ace is just saying, if you're like United lose to Brentford, West Ham, Chelsea, Leicester City, they will be in the relegation zone.
is that all it'll take?
Bloody
Yeah.
hell.
Small game.
Both was a great drink. Yeah,
Oh.
Manchester United.
Every time I think of the drink of Bovril, I think of the Jasper Carrot sketch. Here, carrot. They got no cow in Bovril.
You'd probably remember he was awesome. Oh, look at some of these names there from Lone Star. Look, Jim Barrett, Billy Bonds, Ian Bishop, Julian Dix. Yeah, good players. Again, didn't get a chance. Oddle's quality. Another player, Devonshire, should have played England more. Absolutely. Yeah,
That is one player that should have done, yeah.
Mm.
Decent shout.
Yeah, I think we look at Soloff on a loan with an option. Seems hopeful though. Yeah. Who's the other defender? Oh bloody hell! Begins with a T. Jesus.
Titmarsh.
Titmarsh. Oh.
Tit face.
At least if he's well planted, wouldn't he?
Oh, could be on it, yeah.
Well, he's
No,
like,
look
yeah, he's about the same
Michael
age, isn't he?
Mackinson.
He'd be blooming marvellous in that back foot.
Yeah, look, and you can't condemn West Ham for signing 9 players when you bought Sterling at 11 p.m. transfer deadline day. Is true.
Mm.
Damien saying Wan-Bissaka 50 million to be one of the best signings I've ever seen. Definitely.
One of. But I think Craig Dawson at under 5 million is much better.
Yeah, it's true.
3 million, I think we paid for him.
Oh, hello. Chris has got something for us here. And don't forget to go see Meta Football TV as well, his channel. Good guy, old Chris. I was going to say that I've got news about Kudos here in Spain, but you beat me to it. So there's the Barca's. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Barca are skint, yeah, which they are.
Yeah, they're never going to get out of 40, 85, 95.
Oh, look, Chris is saying, look, you can get Jasper Blomqvist for the wing to replace Kudos.
Bloody hell, come here, Man United. Jesus.
Richard Herbert, who is this Kudos for West Ham? Wait until October the 26th. Johnny Evans will have him in his pocket.
Actual information. I swear to God, the guy is literally like he shouldn't be
The only
anywhere
thing
near as good as he is.
The only thing that Johnny Evans will have in his pocket is a stimulant. He's got to be about 93 now, hasn't he?
I was going to say, I thought you were going to say
Haribo's tank fast.
no. You're missing the shout there. It's going to be Werther's Originals. That's what he's going to have in there. Packet of
Yeah.
Werther's originals.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's probably watching the stream. He's going to have some of those Haribo's skeleton,
Yeah.
sour skeleton ones.
Yeah.
He's probably going to have a packet of those. There you
Yeah.
go, sour skeletons.
Well,
Very
surely you
nice.
should be getting done.
We shouldn't have mentioned.
Fuzzy. You should be getting done for charges, because if Johnny Evans is playing for you, yeah, he's getting paid as well as claiming a fucking pension. So, you know, you've got some charges up against you, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, he's got to be around 93 now, isn't he? Surely.
Oh, blimey, yeah.
Not for all.
Michael Cho saying, weren't West Ham Lincoln close to signing Maguire last summer, but he rejected the move. He did indeed, Michael. He wanted to stay and fight it out at Man United.
Thankfully.
Evans has a sandwich in his pocket, more chances, yeah. Yeah, what are you talking Anthony Mate, Arteta will never get Man City job. They will not want him. Barca finances. Arteta is in the bottom Man City's list of top 1,000 managers to replace Pep. We had to get we had fees, difficult search, but none your suggestion. Oh, they have a little kind of a ding dong there, but we'll move on. Right, Barcelona are definitively what Noble for to close to the first team. Yeah, I think he will be there. It won't be long. Vinay interviewed Arteta in his living room, and the rest is history. Arteta will blag the City job. Wow. England team is established you have to be exceptional. Play for greedy 16. That's true. I love Noble. People in the chat are getting a bit personal there for the old thing. Yeah, we're nearly wrapping it up as well there, because question for us, do you feel City are beatable in the derby? And Mama Flossie is saying good night. Thanks, lads. Great stream. Yeah, we'll be wrapping it up soon ourselves, Mama, as well. So won't be long behind you.
Thanks for all your hard work, Mama.
And as she says there, please make sure you sub to the lads. Absolutely.
Big up, Mama.
And she's putting some of the channels in there. There's Budgie's one.
Oh, bless her.
Let's make
Thanks,
sure you go.
Stephen.
That's Budgie's channel there. And of course, then you got Hot Fuzz,
Big ups.
Jimmy Tarbush. Bloody hell. Where's a picture saying one more for the kids, Jasper Carrot? I've got this mole, you know.
Oh, God.
I've got this bloody mole. Boom!
Paul Goddard was good, had a good record against us. Yeah, he was. He was a good player. Yeah. Mark Wall, bloody hell, look at that. Dawes
Oh,
was a
great.
great
I
side.
loved him.
Yeah. Tommy O playing in Italy. Tony, that's the player, mate. Tommy, yeah, that's it. That's the one. There's Chris's channel. When John Hartson left Arsenal, he's signed at West Ham. My friend who ate West Ham supporter, though I was making up that West Ham bought him.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
did. They bought him off of us, 5 million from Arsenal to West Ham. And then from that, you sold him to Wimbledon for 7.5.
Yeah,
Yeah.
after we got the best out of him.
Yeah.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks for letting us know that. And that's why I've seen the new the logo. New logo looks nice as well. Just do Barca there. Great stuff.
Understandable that you've given up on Spurs.
Yeah. Chris, thank you very much. Take care of yourself, mate, and I'll see you again as well. And as we're getting near to the end, Fuzzy, you'd like to shut your channel out? What you got coming up, please, mate?
So yeah, what was 44 OG as Mama Flossie had popped the link in just before now.
He
As
was.
for things coming up, I think guaranteed this week we've got the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly on the Wednesday, with the return of match predictions, given that we are back to club football next weekend. Of course, the preview for Brentford, the sacking race is on well and truly. First Premier League manager to get the boot. Get your place your bets now. And perhaps other chat about other club issues. I think might be on the cards as well. Just a little something as like a club update, if you will, because I think there's a lot of people that are throwing a lot of weight around with how they feel about the club and Ineos at the moment. So
No problem. We should do that. But I'm just going to go on this one here. Words and pictures, absolutely. Before you close, may I respectfully remember Peach, always loved, forever missed. Absolutely, 100%. He is definitely missed. Good old
Thank
friend
you for
Peach.
that word. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely is
Appreciate
missed. Taken too early. Way too early.
Crazy as a box of frogs, but what a lovely bloke.
He was indeed, but yeah. Absolutely, yeah, I totally agree on that, Pudgy. Anthony, where will we find you and what you're going to be doing?
Yeah, you can find me obviously on air on Early Doors Football TV, where we do this show, the Sunday Night Takeaway, and also the Good, the Bad, the Ugly on Wednesday at 8:30. You can see me on Football Dad's Army, Arsenal fan called Lee. He does good content on his show. And also you can find me on Des Collins' show on Arsenal history and more. And thanks for everybody in the chat for tuning in. It's been absolutely brilliant. And make sure you subscribe and like to every single one of these channels on the panel. Yeah. Apart from my one, of course, because that one was terrible too.
We might just show it one. Should we show it one more time? I don't know. Should we
Go on, yeah, please.
Go on, here you go. Stop laughing, Freddy. Stop laughing.
oh, I could have called Ryan Harvester, and I'll give you the
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's quality.
And Budgie, what about yourself?
Yeah,
What you got
thank you.
coming up and where we're going to find you?
Well, other than the occasional appearances on Early Doors Football TV, I have got my channel, which is Green Street Elites. Some stuff coming up on there to be announced. One of them will be a show called Who Are Ya? With, oh, wrong way, that man there and that man up in the corner up there. I'm going to be getting both of you two guys on there. And Tony, I want to do the in crowd with you. So there's 3 shows upcoming on my channel in the next week or two, hopefully. If we can get it arranged with all you boys. Anyway, I also do the Wednesday night thing on the Old School Hammers on the West Ham Network with my pal Kieran. And you know, sometimes we just pop up here and there and do guesting on other channels as well. So yeah.
Hey, we should get Kieran on here. Kieran would be absolutely brilliant on here.
Oh, I'll get him in here, don't worry. The thing is, he lives in Australia, so he's 10 hours in front of us.
Ah, right, okay.
So sometimes, well, we do the Old School Hammers thing at 10 o'clock at night because it's 8 o'clock in the morning for him. And so, you know, like it would probably be like we could probably get Kieran in at about 10 o'clock. I mean, we would have had an hour with him tonight if we'd have got him in tonight.
Yeah.
But, you know, any earlier than that, I don't really want to dig up the man's morning, you know what I mean? 8 o'clock is early enough for anyone.
Well,
So,
when we did the spotlight one, how many cups of coffee did he go through first of all?
Oh, mate, he does. He goes through about 4 or 5 cups of coffee.
Thanks, Darren.
Yeah. But if you catch him in his evenings, which is our mornings, he's got a glass of red wine in his hand usually, or a little spade.
Lovely. But no, that's something we could consider, because 10 o'clock onwards, you could then come and join in. So maybe that's something we could look at for next week. But people in the chat, thanks for hanging around with us and that. We really appreciated your comments in here and that. And apologies for trying to catch up with them as quickly as I could. But as always, it's great to have the people in the panel with me enjoying this show. We've had a good old laugh and we've covered quite a few topics tonight. And, even Anthony's new show. So it's all been very good in that respects. And you're going to
great comments tonight from everybody.
Absolutely. And the main thing when you look at next week we'll have the Sunday Night Takeaway show again, episode 35. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly with me Anthony and Hot Fuzz, and overlaps that in between and that. You know, we do have Budgie coming into the chat, and we do know that he then pops off getting ready for his show afterwards with the Old School Hammers, which is a great show to go and watch. So if you haven't got the chance to, please make sure you go and see these guys on a Wednesday evening after our show, and get in there and you know, give them some good old love as well. We know that Budgie kind of takes forever and a day to get to the comments, but he does get there. You know, I think I'm bad enough, but Budgie beats me to it in that respect.
Oh, mate, yeah, but when I start chatting, mate, that's it. I'm gone. That's it.
I know.
Everybody
Thanks,
else
word and
can
pictures.
unless I'm
Appreciate
scratching something to like talk about, and then it's like going for every fucking comment.
I always comment on Budgie's and Kieran's show.
You do. And you know what is nice is, like you said, I do pop into your Wednesday night shows, but that's because I show you a little bit of support, and you do the same when you finish your shows.
Absolutely.
You come and see me. So you know, it's sort of works both ways, and thank you for that. You know,
it's true.
And
That's what it's all about.
you know, share the love,
about,
share the subscriptions, and hit as many likes as we can.
And as Budgie said, it don't cost you a single penny. It doesn't cost you a single penny at all.
Exactly. And what episode is this, Tim? Because I got a message from you earlier saying we're on episode 32, but he's come up here episode 34.
Yeah, I realised that. I had to tell Hot Fuzz that, you know, I don't know why you're saying it's 34. It's actually 32, but, you know, we got there in the end. So, you know.
We've landed.
He sent us a link for the week 32, so I was just like, Tony, there's something off about this. I thought I'd look back at, try and find where the link was, and it was like, yeah, that was reposted in the chat 2 weeks ago.
Thanks, Michael. Thanks very much for that. Yeah, glad we're all back now. Absolutely. Brian CFC's here. Much love as always. Thank you, Brian, and same for you as well. For the pictures, everyone's doing each other. Ooh, misses. Night lads, night Richard, and as Michael said, see Budgie again. Absolutely, yeah, we'll make sure of that. And
thank you. That's really nice of you. Thank you.
We are virtually on the time of saying we're out. So enjoy your week that's coming up. I hope you don't work too hard, and we'll catch you next time.
Working at all.
There's always one in there. See you soon. Take care, everyone.